Hello, Lamer Gamers. This is Simply Travis and
Rowdy 5000
for the official podcast of the Lamers and Working Class Gamers. And hey, Rowdy, I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a minute, man.
Yeah, man, I've been sick and broken. Been physical therapy. I gotten the flu.
I fall down, go boom.
Oh man, I'm surprised like no plant explosions or 100-year flood, 1,000-year floods have happened since then.
There's always a lot of stuff happening.
We just got shushed, like not to jinx it. I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't mention the things that could have happened. All right. Welcome to the Lamer Gamers February newscast. This episode is part of the service we provide for the people who don't have time to keep up with all the news and the Twitters and the Reddits. We're using Reddit a lot lately.
There's so many social medias out there.
There's all the social medias out there. There's Instagram, Snapchat. It's too much. What happened to just message boards, man? All right. Or just the gaming websites, you know, just that's all I wanted. I want it to be back. Anyway, we're going to break down the top news for the month for each console in sort of a mixture of multi-platform and PC stuff.
PP stuff.
Yes, we find interesting, along with the most convincing rumors, the most ridiculous fake gaming news, the games that released for February, and even the games to look forward to in March. Now that we have a cartoonishly large load of gaming news loaded up in our podcasting trebuchet, let's get started.
Cue the music. All right, so before we get started with the Sony news, if this is the first time listening to our podcast, head on over to www. Don't forget the www.
Actually, I think you can just do Lamer Gamers now.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
We'll find out. People will tell us.
Go to www.lamergamers.com/subscribe. Is that a / or a backslash?
It's a //
Okay.
Yeah.
To find us on your favorite podcast players. We're on every single one. Well, maybe not every single one of them, but we're not on iFartRadio.
Yeah. It's you hold shift and press the !/
Okay, whatever / that is.
Yeah. I think he was in a band. All right.
Oh, a couple
all right.
bands.
Okay, what's some news, Rowdy, about the Sonys?
All right, so look, I tried finding just noteworthy Sony news. We're at the end of the console generation. Everything's winding down. We're not going to find much. So basically, what I could find is, I don't know if this is really news, but Sony's basically just trying to wait to reveal the price of the PS5. Basically, they're waiting to see how much the Xbox Series X is going to cost. I almost called it the One X.
Yeah, I do that stuff all the time.
I guess they're going to wait.
The X.
But with the PS4s, they charged, I want to say it was $20 to $50 more than production price. Because obviously, you don't make your money on consoles. You make it on the games you sell. But they also don't want to make the same mistake of charging $500 like they did for the launch PS3. You know that thing had like a 20 gigabyte hard drive in it?
Oh, man, that's tiny. I can get a little bitty thing and like that's a centimeter by a centimeter.
Dude, the little micro SD card that I had on my
man.
Switch, I think I have a 256 gig in it.
Ooh. So I'm actually not all that worried about $500 consoles. I think it's going to happen.
I think 500 is the magic number for this console generation.
I do too. I think making all sorts of noises. I'm moving this microphone.
It's a little pricey, but at the same time, like, it's got expensive stuff in it.
That is true.
I mean, right now, Sony...
Does it have RTX?
I don't think it has... I mean, I guess it would have to have RTX to do ray tracing.
It's going to have ray tracing built in. You know, that's the big thing with this next generation. They're really excited about ray tracing being thrown in, which we're going to have a nerd alert later going over what the heck is ray tracing.
But I think they're basically using the same processor.
Yeah.
GPU?
Yeah, so the ray tracing is a separate thing that does its own kind of math.
Nerd.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a little bit. Yeah.
So there's that. Also, they're making an Uncharted movie.
I love that all the Sony news really isn't about games.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Like, but Sony made a completely new production company, I guess, just based around video game movies.
Heck yeah.
But I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, we could think back to video game movies, and all I could think is bad ones. I mean,
But they do well in China. That's the big thing lately.
dude,
Like,
World of Warcraft was so much money in China.
oh yeah,
That
And
movie,
you just make it super fun, action based. Doesn't really need to have good writing. The writing can be basic, so it can be translated easily, and you throw it all over the world, and it's going to make money eventually.
well, they've decided to make a movie for Uncharted. Now, everybody always said that they should have Nathan Fillion play
Heck yeah,
Nathan
man!
Drake. I mean, he looks like him. And if you go on YouTube, you could find it's a fan-made Uncharted short film.
Oh, I've seen that. It's good stuff.
Nathan Fillion as
Yeah.
an older Nathan Drake. And it's awesome the way that it's set up. I don't like the guy they used to play Sully. I think they should use Bruce Campbell because he looks just like Sully. I don't think you know Sully.
I gotta
from
look up
Uncharted.
who Bruce Campbell is. Oh wait, I know who he is.
Bruce Campbell, Army of Darkness, man.
Yeah, I know who
Evil
he is.
Dead.
Yeah.
But this one is going. Production starts next month on this movie, and it's starring Tom Holland of Spider-Man fame as a young Nathan Drake. So apparently, this is going to be a prequel. Holland states this movie has an advantage over other video game movies, seeing as it will be set before the video games. Like, there's no set lore in the Uncharted series other than the fact that him and his brother were orphans, I think. Oh my
Maybe?
God, I can't remember now. It talks about it in Uncharted 4, but you don't really find out he has a brother until the 4th game. Spoilers, my bad.
Good job, Rowdy.
But no, so he's going to be a young Nathan Drake. It takes place before the video games. I don't know. They say that's an advantage, but no, whatever. So the movie will also star Mark Wahlberg as Drake's mentor, Sully. And on a side note, Wahlberg was the original choice for Nathan Drake before they decided to go in a different direction and make it a prequel with a young Nathan Drake.
Okay. Yeah, kind of like the young Indiana Jones kind of stuff, or the new Indiana Jones where they brought in Shia LaBeouf. That kind of concept.
Well, yeah, I think he was supposed to like take over.
Isn't Uncharted basically Indiana Jones?
If you combined Tomb Raider and Indiana Jones.
Which Tomb Raider is basically Indiana Jones with the lady.
Well, I mean, I say Tomb Raider because it's more modern. Whereas
Pointiness.
Indiana Jones was based in the 50s?
Something like that.
Ah, yeah, something like that. 30s? Look. Oh, yeah, they were Nazis.
The resident movie buff and historian, loyal historian has chimed in and told us it was the 30s.
Yeah, so...
She's seething over there listening to us talk about movies wrong. Absolutely. I'm glad nothing's flying at my head. She wouldn't throw anything at me that's not hard. So
Uncharted's based in like modern times.
now, the one thing I am worried about, as long as this is better than The Happening, which is a movie Mark Wahlberg was in. Did you ever see The Happening?
Oh, The Happening was so bad.
That was the worst movie in the world. The worst part was like they'd look all serious, like the air's gonna kill us, and then it just shows like B-roll of trees swaying in the wind.
Dude, look,
I'm
I don't
surprised Witcher, wind's howling.
care. Wind's howling.
Wind's howling.
So, like, spoilers. The plants did it.
The plants are gonna do it. They're
That
gonna
was
kill you all.
Stupid.
I
Hated
hated
it.
that movie.
Oh my God. And you know the worst part is I actually watched that with, I watched a, oh God, I probably shouldn't say this. I watched a pirated version.
Yar.
And it had like Korean subtitles or something on it. So like at the end of the movie, there's apparently like an important part. The people were speaking in a different language. And then there were subtitles at the bottom where you were supposed to read it. Well, those subtitles were in Korean. So I don't know what happened at the end of the movie, but I don't care. It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. It would have been more funny if it would have been like a pirate movie.
If M. Night Shyamalan showed up like he did in that Robot Chicken and he was like, what's a twist?
Yar! The trees are killing us all, mateys.
Oh, man.
We got to move on.
That's basically all I've got
That's it.
for PlayStation News. I mean, there's a bunch of other little things, but meh.
Well, I guess we can talk about the games that came out in February and then move on to the March games that are going to come up. So, did anything worth talking about come out in February? Dreams. So, Dreams, Rowdy has been texting me about Dreams, and I have no clue what he's talking about.
All right, so Dreams, it's kind of hard to explain. So,
Like a dream.
it's made by Media Molecule, the people who made the Little Big Planet games.
Oh, cool.
And the Little Big Planet games were awesome. Like, they were some of the first games that I actually played where you can build your own levels in it. And people went crazy with it. I mean, this is before Mario Maker, and people were
Yes.
making all these crazy levels. There were even like little 2D like kart areas where you could like race karts and stuff like that.
You're like
It was
little
really,
sock puppets, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
They called them sack boys.
Sack boys. Sack boys for life.
And it was really cool. Like the way the game's played is all cutesy looking and everything. Well, Dreams is made by the same people, and it's basically video game making tools. And at first, I was just like, meh, that doesn't sound all that cool. Well, then I saw the price. It's $40.
Ooh.
It's not even a full price game. So I was like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. So I started playing it, and let me just tell you, I do not like the actual part where you make levels.
Well, you've always like we kind of are different on Mario Maker to where I like
Yeah.
making the levels, you like playing them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you could surf the internet for all of these different levels people have made. So at first I thought it was just going to be, you know, a lot of little kind of not so good looking games that people made, but there are some really good original games that people have made on here. There's little platformers that people have made, little hack and slash games, all kind of stuff. But there are games that people have made that are like based off of other properties. I don't know how long these are going to stay up.
Yeah, because I saw a Mario one the other day and I was like, oh, that ain't gonna fly.
There's a ton of Sonic ones on there that are decent.
Quick question: is
Yes.
this a Sony exclusive?
Yes.
Okay, you can only play that on that system. So this is not going to be on the Xbox.
No.
Not going to be on the Nintendo, except for something I'll mention during Nintendo news later, where it could possibly be on the Nintendo.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, cliffhanger. All right.
But
yeah.
no, I've played all kind of weird little games on there, like cheap little like Death Stranding levels.
UPS
and-
simulator.
Oh, yeah.
New versions.
I've played a bunch of little Sonic games.
Fancy.
People have made like short little clips, like little movie type things with it, because you could also do that. Like it doesn't have to be like a level that you make. But the craziest one I saw was somebody made. They've titled it Fallout 4 Dreams Edition, and when I started it, it looked exactly like the beginning of Fallout 4. It had all the music.
Wow.
It had all the graphics. It had the same menus. It was crazy. And then I started it, and the assets in the game look like Fallout. A Mr. Handy came flying up to me, like at the beginning, and like gave me some weapons and was talking about everything going on. It was crazy. Like it just how much it looked like Fallout 4. It was better than Fallout 76.
I was about to say, is it Mr. Handy from South Park? That's the
Mr. Hanky.
Hanky. So you should make a Mr. Hanky one and then call it Fallout 76.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, because that game's
Mr. Hanky, the
Yeah.
Fallout poo.
pretty much. All right, we're going highbrow this episode right off the bat. All right, so also in the so looking at the new releases for PlayStation 4 this last month of February, it's a lot of like meh games. I'm seeing on here Monster Energy Supercross not doing too well, has a 7 or 6 for most people. Now, one thing I'm surprised here, the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance.
Awful game.
Yeah, I'm seeing like the people who reviewed it put a 6 average, whereas like the actual users put a 2.5.
Dude, I've watched videos of it, and it could be a decent tactics style RPG, but it's missing a lot of quality of life stuff in it. Like
Gotcha.
all the menus that you have to click just to do one action.
So it should probably be a PC game instead of a console game. Next up, Zombie Army 4 Dead War.
I thought that would have been good. It's getting bad.
Yeah, once again, the critics like it better than the users, and that's usually not always how it goes.
I liked the Zombie Army trilogy.
But
That was pretty good.
Really, were we expecting this to be like a AAA or even a AA game? Of course, it's going to have some issues. So yeah,
I've seen people playing multiplayer of it, and they look like they were having fun.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure it is. Let's see if there's anything. Oh wow! So user reviews are generally positive. Actually, the most recent ones are pretty happy with it. Let's see. People that are putting zeros though.
Oh.
Too much troubles with launching. Can't play. Many streamers have such problem. Might fix it. I love the 0-star reviews. They're just always terribly written. Let's see. Here's another one. This is a 3. The game falls far behind its predecessors in almost all regards. Very light on content. A lot of stuff you'd expect for free is microtransactions.
I get it.
Lots of mobile game shenanigans. Shenanigans.
I call shenanigans.
Oh, yes. But also lots of mobile game art and sound style. So it sounds like the game might actually be fun. Because I'm seeing a lot of people that say, hey, it's a really great game. I'm enjoying it.
It just looks like poo.
So here's a number 10. It might not be the best gaming experience of your life, but it's extremely fun to play with friends.
There you go.
Sounds like you were right. I mean, multiplayer is doing well with it, but it is running into the microtransaction thing. All right. Next up, AO Tennis was one that seems to be doing okay. The Yakuza games are doing all right. Because there was Yakuza 5 remastered and Yakuza 3 remastered.
Aren't those coming to... Never mind. That's going to be a different section.
It's going to be on everything. Yeah, we'll find it if it's on the next thing. Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition. Reviews pretty well. It's got an 86.
So the funny thing about that is it was supposed to include all DLC in the game except all the different costumes. Because for some reason... That game makes so much money on costumes.
Yeah, well, I mean, as long as it has the characters, that's all I really
it's got
care
all the
about.
characters.
And, you know, Street Fighter V had some issues in the past. A lot of people prefer Street Fighter 4, especially the people that compete, because it's Street Fighter V is just a little laggier. So, let's see. Next up, Warriors Orochi 4 Ultimate.
Dude, I love the Warriors Orochi series.
Users are giving it bad reviews, though, man.
They're dumb.
Okay, well, you heard it first from Rowdy. They're dumb.
If you give Warriors Orochi a bad Metacritic user score, then you have the dumb.
Well, let's find a dumb review then. Let's see if Rowdy is correct. There's only one that I can read.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's a 9. So everybody else, yeah. They're too dumb they can't even write down a review. But this is the user review, the one user review on Metacritic. This is what Warriors Orochi 4 should have been when the game launched. The title offers an even better and deeper character customization than WO3 offered. So, yeah. There's more to it, but...
I actually didn't get into the game until WO3.
What is WO3? Oh, Warriors Orochi 3. Oh.
And it's literally... the stories aren't that good, but the gameplay is awesome, man. I mean, it's part of the Warrior series. It combines Samurai Warriors, Dynasty Warriors. I'm surprised they didn't put the Gundams in it, but they put like everything else. I mean, there's Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. There's different people from Dead or Alive fighting games, and it's just it all collides. This one collides with Greek mythology. Mm-hmm. So they have some of the gods from Greek mythology in there. Like it's pretty fun, man. It's just like mindless warrior games. You just hack and slash. I love hack and slash games, man.
And it looks like we had Darksiders Genesis released. It's in the 7s to high 7s.
I hear good things.
I love this one. Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr Prophecy. Oh, man. User score 0.0. Overwhelming dislike based on 4 ratings. There are no critic reviews. It's just 4 people are like, God, I hate this game.
They pump out like 2 or 3 Warhammer 40,000 games a month.
Yeah.
They're bad.
That's true.
And I like some of the Warhammer 40,000 games, but they're very few and far between.
Dreams is doing well. It's got a Metacritic rating of 89, user rating of 9.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Up. Yeah,
it's no Death Stranding or Resident Evil 2, but it's pretty awesome, man.
Vanquish is actually, so this one's interesting. There's a user score of 6.1, but the critics gave it a 7.79. Huh. 7.9. I'm just going to do it that way. Bayonetta and Vanquish released last month. That was the game that's like Bayonetta and Vanquish. It's 2 separate games.
Yes.
I was very confused last month. Whenever we talked about it coming up, it's doing well. It's holding it at 8.5. Hunt Showdown. I have no clue what Hunt Showdown is.
Hunt Showdown. It's this crazy multiplayer game.
Deep Silver.
You should look it up, man. It's kind of a multiplayer game.
Let's look this bad boy up.
I want to say it takes place in the deep south.
Here's the if it's this deep south, I'm gonna read this in southern. You
I think
ready?
it's from Louisiana.
Summary: you and your partner are members of a secret hunting society that tracks and kills creatures.
Yeah.
Should say varmints.
Oh.
Oh, the bounties are high, but so are the risks. The smallest mistake will cost you everything. Your bounty, your gear, your life, and your soul. Some hunt for wealth, some for power. Your hunt to protect others, some hunt for glory, some hunt for... words are hard. You must track your quarry through a dark and treacherous world. Winner takes all. Fail and go straight to hell.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
I think that's on Game Pass, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
Maybe.
I haven't seen it on Game Pass.
I could be lying, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. This is what somebody says. First up, great game with amazing atmosphere. Imagine a cross between Bloodborne and Rainbow Six Siege.
I could see that.
And you'll have an idea of how cool Hunt is. Okay, that sounds like a fun game. Is it? I guess it's also on PC and Xbox One, so I'll have to keep an eye out for it.
They've already been out on PC for a while.
All right, so next up on the list in February, I think I'm running out of good games. I mean, I'm not going to talk about some of these things.
Yeah.
Autobahn Police Simulator 2. Seriously, do you want us to talk about that?
No.
Under
I don't want to talk about that.
In-birth EXE late dash CL-R. This one's just fun to talk about. One, because I can't pronounce it. Two, it's hacker speak. But three, the Metacritic score, the critic score, is an 8.1. The user scores 3.4. Somebody's paying for reviews. Dungeons 3, if you're a Dungeons 3 fan. Have you ever seen Dungeons 3, Rowdy?
No.
Dungeons 3, you basically play as the bad guys in Dungeons.
Okay.
And you're trying to kill all the good guys.
That's kind of cool.
They released their final DLC. It's called A Multitude of Maps.
Dun, dun,
Guess what's in it?
A multitude of maps?
Correct!
Yes.
Good job, Rowdy. All right. Fire Pro Wrestling has new stuff. And then 2 Point Hospital has released, which Rowdy was telling me about 2 Point Hospital. Tell me, what is this game?
So it's like The Sims. No, it's more like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but you make a hospital.
Hospital Tycoon.
So you have to start your hospital. You have to hire the staff. I mean, everything from receptionists and janitors all the way up to nurses, doctors. You have to have the equipment to diagnose. You have to have a pharmacy in there so that people can leave the doctor and then go pick up the meds.
This is the Bob Kelso simulator for Scrubs.
Oh my God. Yes, it is.
Yes, I want this game now.
You want to call your Sacred Heart?
Yes, I would call it Sacred Heart. I love Scrubs so much, guys. You have no idea. JD is my spirit animal.
I've seen some really funny videos of the game.
Yes.
But basically, you have to make money and have high patient satisfaction scores.
So
like any hospital.
Yeah, that's coming out on the 25th. I think we're definitely going to have our resident paramedic play it, Mr. 5000 over here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play it. We'll see how it is. I've seen some funny videos.
Yeah.
Everybody gets pain medicine. Oh, that's awful. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, don't say that. Good Lord. Let's see. We still have it. We still have Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection coming out. No reviews on that so far, but you know it's gonna be good.
Man, I want that.
Yeah, that one's. I really need to I need to buy all the Mega Man games. I'll never play them, unfortunately, except for the X series.
Dude, the X series was so good.
X series is the best.
That's why I like the Zero and the ZX series, because it's a continuation of the X series.
Okay, see, I've actually never played a Mega Man Zero game.
Well, I mean, you just play as
ZX.
Zero
Right.
from the Mega Man X games, and it's crazy because you also have like that sword that he had.
Yeah, I wanna slap things with a sword.
But I mean, it's basically Mega Man. You're just a different character.
So the thing that I like about Mega Man X over OG Mega Man, movement.
Yes.
Movement is so much better in the Mega Man X games. Let's see. Soccer Tactics and Glory. That's that very anime inspired soccer game, I believe.
No, that one's Captain Tsubasa.
Oh, I'm wrong. Absolutely wrong. Soccer Tactics and Glory is probably junk. Okay, next up. I think we're pretty much done with the games that are being February. If you like One Punch Man, there's a new One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows. And Romance of the Three Kingdoms 14 is coming to PlayStation 4.
14.
14.
Oh my god.
Let's see if this is a new game. Is there going to be a summary for this? The latest iteration of the classical tactical series is once again set during the fall of the Han Dynasty in ancient China.
Han Dynasty.
Whatever. Where battles take place in a boundary-free scramble for land. So yeah, it's a new one. They're getting all sorts of romantic.
The Dynasty Warriors games are actually based off the Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Fancy.
We in March now?
No. There's one more game that I got to talk about.
All right, what you got?
This game has the, I guess, the most prolific title I've read. Stab.
Oh, snap.
Stab. It's a physics-based couch multiplayer arena stabbing game for up to 4 players. Well, if it's for 4 people, shouldn't it be stab? Oh, no, because only 3 get stabbed. They die, and there's 1 left.
Is this made by the people who made Tank?
I have no idea, but it says you can play as explosive flesh birds with razor-sharp beaks.
I mean, might as well.
Stab your friends until they pop in versus mode. All right, that sounds fun.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we might have to play that.
Let's get here into March.
All right,
man.
we're
What
in
have we
March
got?
now.
Baron Fur is gonna fly. Is that the one you were talking about?
Oh, this is the furry dogfighting simulator, but not dogfighting like woof woof dogs. But you're in airplanes in World War I, and you're animals.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
if you want to play a dogfighting game, play Luftrausers. I think that's what it's called.
I don't know.
That was a pretty good one. Let's see here. Dead by Daylight has a new DLC coming out. Dead by Daylight's a pretty tough game, man.
Chains of Hate.
Farming Simulator has a DLC.
There's this Langrisser game, Langrisser 1 and 2. If was a mobile game, I believe.
Okay.
It's an anime style game.
Neo 2 comes out on March 13th for PS4.
That's NIOH.
Yes.
Have you played the Neo games? Those
No,
aren't they Wario Orochi-ish?
I stayed away from them because I thought they looked very Soulsborne-ish.
It's a Team Ninja game.
They get good ratings, and people really like them. I just kind of stayed away from them just because I kind of it came out before Sekiro did.
Gotcha.
But I've just had such a bad taste in my mouth for Sekiro that I might not even get Ghost of Tsushima, which is going to be an amazing PS4 only title or Sony only title, but I don't know, man. I just got a bad taste because of Sekiro.
Next up is My Hero 1's Justice. If you're into that anime, they have a second game coming out.
Oh, was it My Hero Academia?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
MLB The Show 20. If you are, apparently is that the big game?
That's the big baseball game.
Yeah. So that's the one that people really get into.
And
it's coming out on all the systems pretty much. I think even the Switch. We'll find out here in the next segment.
I don't think right off the bat, but it is coming out for all systems.
By the way, nice pun you did there, Rowdy.
Oh, I didn't even realize it right off the bat.
Oh, man.
Oh, here we go, man. March 20th. Doom Eternal.
Oh, Doom Eternal.
If you get Doom Eternal, you should totally get it for either the Xbox or the PlayStation because you get Doom 64 for free with it.
Heck yeah. Now, do they even have Doom Eternal for the Switch yet? I don't think it's on there.
I mean, if it is coming out, it's not yet. You could buy Doom 64 on the Switch, but you get it for free if you buy it on one of the other platforms.
Bingo.
So, I don't know about PC.
No clue. We didn't do that research.
I know you do on PlayStation 4, and if PlayStation 4 has it, I'm pretty sure Xbox is going to have it.
Yeah, so if you don't know what Doom 64, the importance of it is pretty much like the beginning of the, I guess, new age of Doom games.
Yeah, I think it was one of the last ones where you couldn't aim on a Y-axis.
Yes.
But it looked really good for what it was.
Right.
And it wasn't like a remake of levels. It was its own original story.
Did this one use the expansion pack? That's the real question.
Oh my God, did it? I don't remember.
We need to do the research whenever we get to the Switch section. We'll figure it out before then. All right. None of these games look very interesting. One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 is coming out.
Oh my God.
Rowdy's excited about One Piece.
Oh, I'm totally getting that. I
really?
forgot that's coming. Yes.
What do these One Piece games play like? 'Cause I don't know anything about One Piece.
Okay, so first off, it's a Warriors game. So Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, Warriors Orochi, Gundam Warriors, Hyrule Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors.
You would play anything with Warriors on the end of it.
Yes.
Nintendo's Warriors.
I would play it.
Yeah.
I would play
There'd be a Corgi army going
Exactly.
through and taking all the hot dogs.
I would play as a Chihuahua.
Yes.
They seem like they'd be the fastest and the most aggressive.
We should make a game like this. We need a Warriors Dogs game. No, then it's gonna be like Michael Vick stuff. We need to stay away from that. Now that I'm thinking about it.
You technically don't kill people in the game.
Yeah.
They're knocked out.
Yeah.
But it's a Warriors game based off of One Piece, and I don't know if you've ever seen the One Piece anime, but I've seen about the first 300 episodes out of 800.
Yeah, that's the one that's forever.
Oh, dude, it's been going on forever, and I absolutely love it, man. The main character, Luffy, absolutely awesome. It's based off of okay, so basically all these people get different powers based off of the devil fruit that they eat.
Not the Blasty, of course.
No. So Luffy ate
Devil fruit.
the gum fruit, so he's real stretchy. So he could like punch people from across the room or
Well,
kick people from across the room. He could stretch his body. Like he gets hit with a cannonball, it kind of like goes into his stomach and he launches it back at him. And there's a bunch of different fruits, but the thing is, like everybody is kind of pirates. They're kind of on the sea,
Yarr.
and if you eat a devil fruit, you lose the ability to swim. You just sink.
Oh, that seems like a problem if you're a pirate.
Yeah, so that's why some people don't eat the devil fruits to get
Ah.
powers.
All right. So next one is Persona 5 Royal.
I was looking this up. Like, I think this is just Persona 5 with a bunch of new stuff added to it.
Yeah, it's like one of those definitive editions.
I would have gotten it if it was coming to Switch, but it's not.
Yeah. So there's one more on here. Operencia, The Stolen Sun is actually supposed to be a pretty good game. It is on Game Pass for the PC. I don't think it's on regular Xbox Game Pass. But that one's coming out March 31st also, like Persona 5 is.
Okay.
Hey, is that it for Sony?
Oh, yeah, man.
Man, Sony was... I mean, there's some new games coming up. There's some decent ones, but it's mostly games that are on all the other systems.
Yeah.
All right, so next up, we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite little toaster that could, the Nintendo Switch, news and rumors. Now, before we get started with the breaking news on the Nintendo Switch, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at ParallaxMedia.one. They're a good old gaming journalism website that has decided to help spread our podcast around to the masses. So drop by and check these guys out. All right, Rowdy. Nintendo Switch recently announced how many systems they've sold. Drumroll, please. They've sold 52.48 million of those little toasters since launch.
That's more
Well,
than...
some aren't toasters now.
Well, yeah. Some are
Yes.
mini toasters.
Some are, well, they're the toast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some are toasters and some are just toast.
So that's more units sold than when Microsoft stopped reporting Xbox sales
Yeah.
numbers.
They don't report how many Xboxes are sold because nobody's buying them. But anyway, so that's pretty good. Now, oh man, the next news item I was going to talk about was they have a recent Witcher 3 update. I don't know if you know about this, but the Switcher 3 has a graphics update that allows more things that you can play around with and updated graphics to the system. Forgot to put exactly what they put on there. But check that out if you have the Switcher 3. Yeah.
Another part of that update, I don't know if you saw this,
I
you
did
can
not.
cross-save between PC and Switch.
Oh, yeah, that's a really cool thing. So a lot of people are finding like their Steam saves essentially and opening them up on the Switch.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now, I don't think the Xbox One is getting that at all, which is really annoying to me.
Yeah, none of the other systems are.
Yeah.
Or at least not
So
yet.
that's a really cool thing for the Switch to get. I mean, I doubt they'll bring it to the other systems, really.
I mean, because, yeah, you could take the Switch on the go, whereas the PS4 and the Xbox, you just kind of sit there with it.
Bingo. All right. Next up is news about the Outer Worlds. It has been delayed on the Switch due to the coronavirus.
Dun, dun, dun.
We actually thought about doing a whole coronavirus section because it's coming up in a couple of different places.
Yeah.
But originally the game was going to release on March 6th. Now, from Private Division, which is the company that, does the Outer Worlds, not the development though. They said on Twitter, "We're delaying the Outer Worlds on Nintendo Switch due to the coronavirus impacting the Virtuos team. working on the port. To provide them enough time to finish development, we'll now be releasing the physical version on cartridge, which is pretty cool. Once we have a new launch date, we'll let you know. Now, Virtuos is a Singaporean video game dev, but it has headquarters and R&D center in Singapore, but it has its 7 development centers all over the world. Has them in Shanghai, Chengdu, Xi'an, Ho Chi Minh City, Paris, and Dublin. Paris and Dublin are like the outliers in this one, by the way, if you haven't noticed. But so they're recently having issues with the places being under quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't know who they are or have any concept of what games they've made, they've also developed the Switch versions of Dark Souls Remastered and Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age. Now, they did do a follow-up tweet to clarify. So this is what they actually put. To clarify, the team at Virtuos is okay, but their office has remained closed during this time. We're working with the team to determine an updated development timeline, and we'll share more regarding a new launch date shortly. So this is something you're going to start seeing from a lot of gaming companies, especially things that are going to be physically related, because a lot of the manufacturing base is out in China and Hong Kong. You're going to start seeing some things being pushed back. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these new consoles running into some issues because they're still doing a lot of research and development. They're still trying to figure out the best way to manufacture and get it to kind of flow through the line. I'm starting to wonder, is 2020 going to actually be the year of the new console?
I don't know, man, because we were talking earlier about this. Was it Foxconn or Foxcom, whatever the name of the company is? They're the ones that have been physically producing the Switches as well as PS4s. And so I think Sony will probably use them again for the PS5s. They're closed down right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yikes. So, that there's going to be some changes coming up, and I know Sony is having some issues right now, even figuring out what the heck's going on. I think they woke up.
I probably should have put that in the Sony section.
Yeah, man. I think that's going to be something we'll see really be a big problem coming up pretty soon. All right, next up is going to be Animal Crossing news. Now, if you don't know, Animal Crossing, if you didn't listen to 2 episodes ago, then you don't know this possibly if you only get your news from us. Rowdy released a rant. What happened, Rowdy?
All right, so I wanted to get a second Switch for our household so that my wife could play Animal Crossing without stealing mine, without stealing my Switch. So I kept putting it off, like trying to wait to see if they were going to release an Animal Crossing special edition. So I waited, and finally I just decided to go ahead and get one in January just because there's so much coming out. I'm going to go broke if I buy it all at once. So I went ahead and I just bought the Switch early so my wife could get it set up. We got her on the Nintendo Online account. I wanted to try and put my Stardew Valley on there, but you can't do that. You can only play digital games if it's on the same Switch. But pretty much a week after I bought this Switch, maybe not even a week, a couple days maybe, they announced the absolutely adorable Animal Crossing Switch. Or announced it, that they were releasing it. Not
it's adorbs.
It. Totes adorbs.
Totes adorbs. We just said that.
Buttheads.
Yeah.
How
so,
dare they?
If you haven't checked out 2 episodes ago, it's called How to Be a Good Gamer Husband or Fail Miserably Because of Nintendo. Be warned, it is a crescendo of cursing. But
a very not safe for work.
Yes. But anyway, you need to go back and listen to it. It was a good one. All right, so other news, the new Horizon Switch is available on March 13th, so that's a week before the new Animal Crossing game comes out.
Good luck getting it.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. I've been trying to find it. And you go on the GameStop and it's like, oh no, that's sold out.
So
it sold out the first day.
I've always tried like getting on the mailing list for Amazon, but Amazon's kind of slow mailing you. Like I've gotten it like an hour after something was coming out and it was already sold out.
I feel like Amazon being kind of slow mailing you could be a pun thing too.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, so here's the problem though. Why we're especially saying good luck. They're not going to make any more units of this soon. In
No.
fact, outside of the U.S., it has been pushed back due to
the coronavirus.
the coronavirus is affecting the manufacturer switch. So that's a pretty quick, like, it's really affecting that hard. So don't expect that. Don't expect to get one of these anytime soon. Beware on eBay. They're already marking that price up to the $400 and $500 range. And with the shortage of this, it is going to be bonkers.
Oh yeah, it'll probably shoot up more.
Yeah, I mean, now if your significant other would much prefer a Nintendo Switch Animal Crossing to a diamond ring, hey, it's about the same price now. All right. So the next thing is there was an Animal Crossing Direct.
So
it was good.
There's actually a hyperlink here that says click this, Rowdy.
Yeah, Rowdy, I kind of forgot to throw all the stuff on here.
Should I click this?
Yeah, you should click that.
What's going to happen?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so first up, one cool thing that's news related is there are 383 different villagers. That's a lot of villagers.
That's a lot.
So we have a bunch of news that's pulled up. These are basically all the new gameplay features revealed. The way the video was set up, there was like 3 different phases in this, which was confusing, and I accidentally turned it off one time.
Because you thought it was going to be 3 different parts instead of being all in the same video?
No. The second part ended, and they're like, goodbye. And I'm just like, okay, click. And I switched to something else. Like, oh, because my wife was watching with me. She's like, no, why'd you stop it?
Your butt?
Yeah, so first up, one thing I found really interesting is you can choose from the northern or southern hemisphere in this game.
Dude, I didn't even think about that until recently.
Yeah.
Like, you know how annoying that would be? Like, if you live in Australia and it's wintertime, but your Animal Crossing is summertime.
Right, and it's like 1 billion degrees outside and the kangaroos are punching you. Yeah, because they're hot and they want your water bottles. That's where I'm going with that. Right. Okay. So, yeah, that's a really cool feature that's going to be really good for people all around the world. Surprisingly excited about that, even though it doesn't really affect me. One thing too is when you start the game, you can actually choose from different landscapes.
I want to say you could do this before, but there weren't as many that you could choose from.
Right. And they kind of let you choose until you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another one that's going to be really interesting. This is probably the thing I'm most excited about.
Fracking.
I can frack and frack. You can terraform the land. Now this comes later on. You gotta go. Like there's this new so there's bells in the game still, your money, your currency system, but now there's Nook Miles.
I still don't understand it. My wife knows more about it than I do.
It's like an achievement system. By the way, our wives do probably know way more about this, and in an upcoming episode we will have I
haven't come up with a name for it yet because I was going to call it the Lamer Wives, but that sounds bad.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out what do we call her. I mean, they're lamer gamers, you know. But so we're gonna have our wives do a special Animal Crossing Direct because they are far more excited than we are.
There's going to be
and probably know more about it than we do.
We're probably going to do a pre-release episode and a post-release episode
because we're going to let them play for a couple days or a week. I don't know if they'll sleep.
True.
Because the last time my wife played it, was it Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley? It was one of those 2 games, and my wife stayed up for 23 hours straight and had to take the Switch away from her.
Probably both.
Yeah. So, and here I am thinking about getting her a new Switch that might have more battery life. It's probably a bad idea. All right. Anyway, so terraforming looks really cool. However, I'm already seeing people on different Discords that are talking about the terrible designs they're going to make.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
So you're just going to beware because people are going to start posting things that Nintendo will not be very happy about. That will probably involve lots of racy bad things.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Keep your children away from strangers.
Well, I has none, so...
Yeah.
I said, well, I has none.
Exactly.
So that's all right.
Yeah, I'll keep my dogs away from it. All right. Next thing is you start out in a tent, but you can eventually build your own house.
Awesome.
You got to spend a lot of money for that. 98,000 bells. That's just for the first one. Ugh. All right, there's going to be resident services. So Nook Inc. Nook Inc. is going to provide allows you to shop for everyday goods, sell unwanted things. There is now a workbench where you can craft stuff.
That's gonna be awesome.
So this game's kind of getting slightly Minecraftian. So that's kind of cool. I actually like that idea. It's Stardew Valleyan.
It's becoming Minecraftian, not Lovecraftian.
Yes, Minecraftian, Lovecraftian. There's a Cthulhu now, and no, there's not a Cthulhu. That is a lie. There is now an airport that you can go visit other people's islands. Now it's Dodo Airlines.
That's awesome.
Which I'm a little concerned by, and my wife pointed this out when we were watching. Is like, dodos are dead. They're all extinct and they can't fly.
Dodos are dumb birds.
They're dumb birds, but they can't fly and they have airlines. Should we be trusting these dodos? Yes, that's something we need to worry about. All right, so you can go fly to other people's places. You can have 8 people play in your town. Now, one thing I really like is you can only people that are like your super bestest friends ever
can do stuff on your island.
Yeah, everybody else can't like get their axes out and shovels. So you can keep all the riffraff from destroying your stuff.
There would be so much griefing if anybody could just do that to your island.
Exactly. You can also go on island tours. So if you don't have friends and you don't like people, you can use your Nook Miles tickets.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah. Hey, you.
I don't have friends and I don't like people.
Deal with people in the real world. You can actually go on tours to like these randomly generated islands that have lots of different fruits and flowers and stuff like this.
So that's kind of like when Captain would take you to the tropical island in the regular games.
Yes. Go get some stuff. It keeps you from having to deal with folks. Next up, they have more facilities. So the museum, I think the museum was gone last game, right?
No,
okay, it was still there.
The museum this time looks awesome.
So what's the big difference? It's just more?
Dude, it's huge.
I see a picture of a shark.
It is absolutely huge, man.
Nice.
Like on the last
one of my favorite things was the museum.
They would have like a couple of tanks for your fish, and then like you could go in and you could see like your insects flying around, and like they would just have the fossils up. Well, this time around, like it looks like an actual museum. Like the fossils will set up to where like they're bending around like walkways, and it looks like you could walk under some of them. They have like the pterodactyl actually like hanging from the ceiling instead of just on the ground. The part with the fish is huge. I mean, multiple tanks. It looks awesome, man. I'm super excited about the museum.
So there's also going to be different shops in this game, it looks like. There'll be a tailor like all the other games. And there's a new campground one. But also you can do one where you take pictures. Mm-hmm. So I kind of want to make comics out of these. So that might happen in the future. We could have a very we should do like a Lamer Gamers, kind of like a terrible soap opera.
Nice.
I have amnesia. just goes completely wacky with it. Anyway, next up, there's going to be you get a phone in this game. I don't know where you charge it up in your tent. Maybe a solar thing. Who knows? But you have camera, Nook Miles, DIY recipes, because, you build stuff, design your own shirts, a map to show you where you're at.
The rescue service.
The rescue service is in this game. That's kind of cool. So apparently you can get locked out of places, I guess, because of the terraforming.
I thought, so like you can get like lost or stuff like that. And then you could just call them and they bring you back to your house.
Yep.
I hope they haven't showed like who runs rescue services, because it looked like they just called rescue services and then like the screen went black and then they were in front of their house. I hope it's Rossetti.
I want Rossetti to be in this game too. Rossetti was the best. I used to just reset my game just to see him. We'd talk, hang out, drink some coffee, and then he'd erase my entire game after.
He would yell at you.
Yeah. Good times. All right. There's also going to be connection with the Nintendo Switch Online app that somebody uses.
That app is terrible, but this is a great idea.
It is. So you can bring over stuff from the other Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer game too, where you can bring in like shirts and designs. I played that game for like a day and gave up.
What, Happy Home Designer?
Yeah.
I never
Not my
played
thing.
My wife loved it.
Yeah, it's not enough game for me. Next one, it looks like there are going to be updates to this game, free updates, as if we expected anything else from Animal
There
Crossing.
better be free updates.
Yeah, I ain't paying any more for this. Oh man,
I've already bought another Switch and 2 copies of the game.
Oh yeah. So first update is going to be on the first day, and it's going to involve a scary-looking rabbit that will leave eggs at your house.
For Bunny Day.
Bunny Day, yeah. But basically, they're going to update it around holidays, so there's seasonal updates. And, of course, collaboration with the Animal Pocket stuff. Now, the big thing...
Pocket stuff.
The pocket stuff. I'm real descriptive with this. The big thing that is... I guess Rowdy's already starting to buy some of these. Amiibos.
Oh, yeah. The Amiibo cards.
Amiibo
and
support.
the actual Amiibos. So, like, when my wife got into this game and they announced, like, you have a Rossetti one.
I have a Rossetti Amiibo right here with me.
So we just started ordering the Amiibo cards like crazy, man. Just getting all these Amiibo cards. Like, I thought about getting the binder that had, like, all of them in there.
Man, I bet they were cheap about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people were like, oh, man, I got some of these cards. I'm going to hop
I
on
actually
eBay.
looked online today, and they were having, like, these giant, like, bulk packs.
Oh, man.
For sale. Like, there was one that came with, oh, man, I forgot. Like, it was just a giant box. But they were charging, like, $300 for the whole box.
Oh, no.
Yeah, dude.
You could probably get some original Nintendo cards for cheaper than that.
Dude, Amiibos, it's like a black market.
So, by the way, if you don't know, Nintendo actually started by selling cards. If you know, like, nothing about Nintendo lore,
Hanafuda cards.
Hanafuda cards, like, over 100 years ago. So, yeah, in the 1800s.
As well as pay-by-the-hour motels.
That is true. They had
That was what, the 50s and the 60s?
motels? Yeah. So Nintendo's got a weird past, man.
Yeah.
All right. So next thing, one thing that people are really afraid of is that there is no cloud backup feature. However, there's a secret cloud that Nintendo is not letting us have access to. If your game like gets totally ruined or something bad happens, your Nintendo catches on fire, you get a restore from Nintendo. So,
Question.
Do
you think that will cost money?
The first one is free, so people have actually looked at the fine print.
Okay.
Your first restore is free. I don't know about anything past that though. So that is that's the most controversial thing about Animal Crossing right now.
I'm starting a rumor right now.
Rowdy's starting a rumor.
The
What's
second
rumor?
one, $300.
$300 on eBay. No, you got to do the dark web.
The third one, $500.
Oh, gosh. This is too much.
You heard it first.
When do I reach my Nintendo Online deductible?
Oh my God.
Like, when does it start being just $30 each time? I'm going to have to get
man.
All right. So that's the Animal Crossing news. Let's move on. That was a long one, but there's still more news. Nintendo has news, man, because they're the only system that's,
Killing it right now.
Yeah, man. They're selling units. It's midlife for Nintendo, and they have the weakest freaking system. Next up, Luigi's Mansion 3 won the DICE Awards for Outstanding Achievement in Animation.
Mario.
Oh, Mario. So, that's pretty cool. Doom 64. Now, I forgot to look it up. Rowdy, talk about Doom 64 while I look this up.
Doom 64 is an awesome game that we have already talked about today.
Yeah, no, but I need to see if it's on the expansion pack.
It came out for the Nintendo 64 back around 1996, 97, 98, 99, somewhere in there.
All right, here we go. Okay. So,
did it use the 4 megabyte expansion pack? 4 megabytes of RAM expansion pack.
Doom 64, Nintendo 64. How do I get high res mode? It uses the expansion pack for high res mode.
Nice.
Yes.
You got 4 extra megabytes.
Yes. All right. So,
so does that mean it became a Nintendo 68?
Wait, no. This could be fake news.
Oh.
This is what I get for reading forums from 2002.
Oh my God.
So apparently there is no high res mode. This is all a joke. This is like whenever somebody on a bus told you they had a Nintendo 65 and their uncle worked for Nintendo.
Nice.
Yeah.
My uncle worked for
didn't use the
Nintendo.
expansion pack. My uncle's brother's cousin knows some guy that cleans the pool for Nintendo. Yeah. All right. So Doom 64 is coming to the Switch for $5. Next thing, this is where Rowdy's going to have to talk because
All right.
I'm so confused.
So Pokemon Home is absolutely awesome. I was iffy about Pokemon Sword and Shield when it came out. So I finally broke down and I got it. But there's all these Pokemon that you can't get in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So it's a little upsetting, but you know, whatever. It forces me to actually play with the other Pokemon. So kind of cool. Well, Pokemon Home came out. And I was like, that's cool. You know, I could load up all these Pokemon. I could keep them from here on out. But the other day, I broke out my 3DS to check on my Animal Crossing town and totally remembered that I had the Pokemon Bank for Nintendo 3DS where you store all these Pokemon. And I started thinking to myself, oh man, I've got like 300, 400 some odd Pokemon stored in the Pokemon Bank, but I never re-upped because it's a premium service.
Oh.
So I was like, oh no, did I lose all those Pokemon? Because I had like,
They're all dead in a box somewhere.
dude, I had all kind of legendaries. I had like multiple Mews and Mewtwo's. I had the legendaries from, what is it, Alpha Sapphire? Was it Alpha Sapphire? Whichever the remake of Ruby and Sapphire. I had one of the legendaries from that. I had the legendaries from X and Y. I had just a maxed out Charizard and Blastoise and Venusaur. And I was like, man, I really hope that I could load this up. So after about 15 minutes of updates, I was able to get into Pokemon Bank.
All right. Only 15 minutes. It's not too bad.
Dude, I had to do like 3 updates, and everybody knows how slow the internet was for the 3DS.
Oh, yeah, man.
So Simply Travis found this amazing diagram that he doesn't understand.
I still don't understand it. I'm looking at this flow chart of Doom. And
so basically, this is how you get your Pokemon from past generations. So I mentioned here a while back that there are people who actually have Pokemon that are over 20 years old. Like they started in like 1998, I guess, in America.
You can get Pokemon from the Pokewalker?
I was going to leave that out.
Okay, sorry.
I was only going to do
just looking at
main
this
ones.
flow chart and was like, how many places are Pokemon?
I was only going to go with the mainline games, but yeah, you could actually go from the Game Boy all the way up to Pokemon Home. So you could go from the Game Boy as well as the Virtual Console to Pokemon Bank. You could also go from the Game Boy to Game Boy Advance, then from Game Boy Advance to Nintendo DS, from Nintendo DS to Nintendo 3DS, and then load it into Pokemon Bank. So this is how people have been keeping their Pokemon for so long.
Oh my gosh.
Just every time a new system comes out, they make a way where you could transfer it.
So if you have a Pokemon stored on the Nintendo 64, you have to switch it over to the Game Boy, which then goes to the Virtual Console, which then goes to your Pokemon Bank, which then goes to Pokemon Home. These people are geniuses.
Yeah. Dude, for real. Like, if you think about it, like, there are people who could have 22-year-old Pokemon. Pokemon old enough to drink in their games. And this saves... Do what?
Do you have Pokemon that are old enough to drink playing?
No, I only have
Switch?
Pokemon that are about 5-6 years old.
Okay. I was about to say, because you, well, I'll talk about it in a minute.
Well, I started playing, like, I started religiously playing Pokemon again on the 3DS. So I played a lot of it on the Game Boy, and then not so much throughout the years of the Game Boy Advance and the DS.
Trying to understand what a Pokemon religion would be like. That's a lot of deities.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Well, you know, some of the Pokemon legendaries in the games were considered gods.
Gosh. Okay, I'm not going down that road with you.
But,
I don't know Pokemon well enough, and Riley's going to be like, well, I worship at the Church of Charizard. Let the eternal fire grow bright within you. May your tail never be snuffed.
Needless to say, I transferred 300 some odd Pokemon from Pokemon Bank to Pokemon Home. Now, I can never transfer them back. But, I mean, I don't plan on playing X and Y and Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire.
Doesn't Pokemon Home cost money?
Yes.
How much are you paying a month for Pokemon to live?
So, I did the year.
Okay.
Because it's $4 a month.
Okay.
or
36. No, that's $48 a year.
basically I
It's
did
gonna
the
be
year.
less though, right?
I did the year for 15.
Oh, that's all it costs for a year.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah. So I just went ahead and did that.
That's a weird pricing system. $4 a month or 15 a year.
Or was it $3 a month? Might have been $3 a month.
Whatever. It still is weird.
Because you can,
pricing.
I want to say you could
So-
buy it by monthly, by 3 months, or monthly, quarterly, or yearly.
So if you stop paying for whoever's keeping up your Pokemon home, do all the Pokemon die?
So here's the thing: I was able to go back to Pokemon Bank and get all my Pokemon.
Oh.
So
So you really didn't need to pay all that money that whole time.
well, I did have to pay it to move them to Pokemon Home because there is a base version of Pokemon Home where you can still store Pokemon, but only from Switch games.
Gotcha.
But you have to pay to move them from Pokemon Bank to Pokemon Home, which not bad. I mean, I paid $15 and I had 400 some odd Pokemon now. So here's the kicker.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize this, but with the last update, they made it to where some of the Pokemon that were not in Sword and Shield, you can now use in Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
I was stuck in a part on Pokemon Sword. I hadn't played it in forever because I've been religiously playing The Witcher.
Yes.
And
The Witcher religion.
when I came back into it, I didn't really remember the Pokemon I had. I didn't remember the strategies I was using. I kept getting my butt kicked. I was just like, man, this is so annoying. But then I was like, wait, you know what? Let me transfer some of my Pokemon Home stuff over. So I took a whole bunch of the Pokemon. It'll tell you which ones you could put in Sword and Shield.
Yeah,
Some of them it won't let you. But I was able to transfer my level 100 Charizard, my level 100 Blastoise, and my level 95 Venusaur. My 3 favorite Pokemons from Gen 1. So now that I have all 8 gym badges, Pokemon all Pokemon will listen to me. I am about to annihilate this game.
Yeah, you tweeted about it.
Yeah, but there were expletives in it, so I'm not going to read it.
I'll read it for you.
Uh-oh.
I just moved all my Pokemon from 3DS to Switch. I'm about to blank and destroy everyone I battle in Pokemon Sword now.
Dude, I was super excited, man.
Yeah, Rowdy's releasing the power.
I got 3 badges in one day. I was so excited about this, man.
So, quick question.
Yes.
Is Pokemon Home worth it for $15 a year?
Okay, I would suggest doing the base version if you don't have any Pokemon from Pokemon Bank.
So explain the difference between base version and the Cadillac version that you're using.
Okay, so the version I have, you could transfer from Pokemon Bank to Pokemon Home. I think you could also store more Pokemon. I think it's up to like 6,000 Pokemon or something like that you could store. So you can't store as much on the base version, and I don't think you could move them from any other game that's not the Let's Go series or the Sword and Shield series. I'm not 100% on it. All I know is that when they said I had to pay to go from bank to home, I was in.
Gotcha.
So I would say check out the base version if you don't have any old ones to switch over. But if, like, say you want to save them for the next generation, maybe there's a new system coming out years from now, I would say do it so you could switch them over.
Gotcha.
Totally worth it. Like I said, I've got 5-6-year-old Pokemon from like Pokemon X and Y, Pokemon Black 2, White 2. Like, awesome.
I'm soaking that I lost track of all the different Pokemon versions. There's so many at this point.
Oh, yeah. And then there's the remakes. Oh, yeah. You could transfer from Let's Go. I know I've already said that, but I didn't point it out. From the Let's Go, from Pokemon Go.
Oh,
You can move them from Pokemon Go, like some that you catch in Pokemon Go. And then put them in there. So that's cool.
Yeah. All right, I think we're about to move to the rumors section.
All right, let's do that.
All right, the rumor section time. First thing, did you know that Cyberpunk 2077 may hit the Switch?
I wouldn't play it.
So, well, here's the thing. This really isn't rumor or fake news because it comes straight from an interview with CD Projekt Red's John Mamaeus, who happens to be the head of their studio, Krakow. Fun name.
Okay.
Who says in the interview, I don't know if Cyberpunk 2077 would work on Nintendo Switch. It might be too heavy for it. But then we did put Witcher 3 on it, and we thought that it would be too heavy for it too. But somehow we pulled it off. So, some hope for Cyberpunk 2077. And if you've ever played The Witcher, there's a lot of stuff going on at the same time in that game.
Oh my God.
Graphically, really amazing. Like, I've gone completely 360 with how I view the graphics on the Witcher since I started playing it. Now that I've gotten beyond like the really closed in parts of the beginning. So that's going to be coming up where I'm going to talk a little bit about that in our next episode on The Witcher 3. All right, next up. So this is straight up fake news. So there's going to be a massive difference between what I just said for the Cyberpunk 2077 news and this one. IGM claims that we should keep fighting for Persona 5 on the Switch. This is one of the clickbaitiest articles. So what happened was IGN asked the Atlas Communications Manager, so nobody that really does anything other than give you softball answers, you know, Ari Advincula, Ari, I think it's a vampire.
That's a Jewish name.
Hula, it's Dracula. All right. If fans should give up hope, they ask him, should you give up hope for port of Persona 5 Royal? Ari responds, I'm a strong believer in never ever give up on hope. What kind of answer is that?
A fairy tale answer?
Fairy tale answer, thank you. Also put, you want what you want. And if you don't let us know, we're never going to be able to make it. Seriously. It's important to always voice your opinion.
Do you know why they're never going to be able to make it for the Switch?
Why?
Because Sony put so much money into that game.
Well,
I know it's an Atlas game,
right.
Sony put a lot of money into that.
Everybody's got their hopes because of Smash Bros. Character.
Well, yeah, and I would totally play Persona 5 if it came to the Switch.
Yeah, but here's the thing. She even says she is not the decision maker.
Yeah.
But they sold this IGN article like, there's still hope alive to see Persona 5 come to the Switch. No. They just ask somebody that's loosely, related to it. It's like, yeah, totally. Let us know you want to play this. Anyway, next up, Nintendo Doomed. So every now and then I'm going to do a little news bite about how Nintendo is doomed forever, because that's the thing that those of us who are huge Nintendo fans for years had to deal with, especially during the Wii U era. You remember that era, Rowdy?
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo was doomed every week of the year. There was something bad always happening, and the console was going to give up, and they were going to have Mario games. The plumber was going to be on Sony PlayStation. Oh my, how the tables have turned. You'll find out more about that in a second. But Nintendo Doomed. Everybody on Reddit is freaking out. I mean, everybody on Reddit freaks out anyway.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah. So everybody on Reddit's freaking out that we've had the longest Nintendo Direct drought ever.
So that's for like, not for specific video game Direct.
Right, just generalized Nintendo Direct.
Okay.
Not your
Okay.
Indie World showcases or Animal Crossing, blah, 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 blahs. No, the regular like Nintendo Directs, we haven't seen one in over 160 days. And people are losing their minds.
I don't see what the big deal is.
There's no huge deal. And of course, we're going to get a Direct during E3.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, people. Stop freaking out. Okay? We're not Nintendo Doomed anymore. We are destroying everyone. To the point that Sony now wants to know if you want to see the PS4 remote play on the Switch. Now, this goes into somewhat of a rumor section, but this is actually being asked. Sony put out a survey asking which platforms you want to see remote play go to. This included things like Apple TV, Android TV, and Nintendo Switch. Egads! Really?
So this would be awesome because I used to play PlayStation 4 games on my PS Vita,
Mm-hmm.
and it was totally awesome.
Yep.
The way you could do it, like let's say somebody in your house is watching TV,
Mm-hmm.
you could just pick up your PlayStation Vita and play your PlayStation 4 games, or now your Switch if this goes through. But you know, PS4 has tried remote play a lot, to the point where they even made a PS TV. I don't know if you've ever seen this thing.
I have
It
not.
was like a set-top box
Oh.
where you could actually stream PS3 games, PlayStation Vita games. I think you could stream from your PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 4 games. It had like Netflix and stuff built into it. It was basically like a Roku or an Apple TV or what are they called? A Fire Stick or whatever. To where you could actually play PlayStation stuff on it. So they've been trying to do this for a while, but it just never worked because they never went outside. Like they just, oh, well, we could do it with the PlayStation Vita, or we can do it with the PS TV. So now that they're actually thinking outside the box, I think it would work. I'd be down.
Yeah. All right, that is it for the rumors from this month and the news. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the games that released in February and just kind of go over how well they've been received or their reviews. So first up, now I'm not going to go by the list that I have actually written down here. Or am I? All right. First up, the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics released, and
Poop.
it bombed. So if you were excited about playing Dark Crystal games and a strategy RPG,
I actually was excited about it.
yeah, I thought it was going to be cool. Now, I find it interesting that their publisher is actually published with Netflix. Like, Netflix is listed as a publisher for a video game.
Yeah, dude. Netflix is the one who made this.
Yeah. In
Dark Crystal Age of
In-Mass
Resistance.
Entertainment. So, all right, so that's one that's on there. Next up, let's see, Knights and Bikes is being reviewed well. I'm just going through the list that we have on Metacritic, by the way, of new games.
Knights and Bikes looks cool if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so Knights and Bikes is Double Fine Productions, which is a pretty good little company there. And it's a hand-painted action-adventure for 1 or 2 players set on a British island in the 1980s. It's a coming-of-age story. So it's just a fun little game. It tells the emotional story of a friendship and family in a way that perfectly captures the experience of childhood adventures. So it might be a fun little game if you're just looking for a little side quest kind of game. Next up, the weirdly named Code Realize games that I can never pronounce. Guardian of Rebirth was released. It seems to be doing pretty well. The Turing Test released on the Switch. Now, the Turing Test is one of those... is it like one of those walking simulator puzzle games? It's a first-person puzzler, right? Metacritic scores, high up there, 7.7. Or 77, whatever you want to say. Not doing really well on the user scores. 4.6. Ooh. So I love this. This is from Pretty Kitty 100.
Oh, God.
Look, it's a knockoff Portal, right? This sounds like Pretty Kitty. It's fine. The story is kind of lame and predictable. The puzzles are decently fun. The quality of the port to Switch seems to be good. I don't have any trouble with it except for some frame rate stutters, really. If you like Portal and you want something like Portal, this is fine. So that's
my
Pretty
God.
Kitty 100. That's Pretty Kitty 100's review on Metacritic.
Pretty Kitty is somebody who smoked for 50 years and lives in Brooklyn.
Pretty Kitty likes kitties, but she's had a rough life up in Brooklyn.
All while she has a Virginia Slim in her hand.
Exactly. AO Tennis release is actually doing pretty well. If you like tennis games, it might be one to look into. Fire Emblems, 3 Houses, Side Stories, Ascendered Shadows is actually doing pretty well. It's got a 7.5 Metacritic score with a user score rating of 7.9. So it's actually being taken up pretty well from users. This next game, though, Snack World. Have you heard of Snack World, Rowdy?
No.
Okay, so Snack World confuses the heck out of me. Snack World, the Dungeon Crawl Gold.
Okay.
You know what snacks are?
Yeah, like you eat snacks.
Yeah, no, that's not what it means. Snacks are monsters in this game.
Okay, do you eat the monsters?
No, you don't. It's basically just like a little dungeon crawler.
Are the monsters like bags of chips?
No, they're not. I don't understand it. Okay, here's the summary. Become a heroic adventurer in this roguelike RPG, crawling through dungeons in search for rare treasure on a mission to seek revenge against the villainous Sultan Vinegar that violated your village.
Okay.
I know, right? You can even tag along in teams of up to 4 to take down tenacious tyrants. People that like this game really like it. It's a little dungeon crawler with kind of a dumb story.
I mean, more power to you.
Yeah, whatever. If you like a dungeon crawler and you don't want to play Diablo and you want like a kind of one for your kids, it's level 5, which level 5 has released some good stuff. You might be into this. Next up, Darksiders Genesis. Not reviewing as well on the Switch as the other systems, but it's in the 7s.
I hear good things.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard good things. Sikio Shooting Stars Bravo, if you like those NIS games, is in the 6s. They had a Double Dragon and Kunio-kun Retro Brawler bundle.
Dude, I got this.
On that released on February 20th. Isn't any good?
I love it.
Rowdy loves it. Rowdy approved.
The first 3 Double Dragons from NES, and then a lot of the Kunio-kun games. I almost said Kunio, but like Ni no Kuni.
Yeah.
Kunio-kun games. These are games like River City Ransom, Crash and the Boys Street Challenge, Dodgeball.
Oh, I love me some Dodgeball.
Then there's also the Japanese version of it.
Yeah.
But apparently there were more sports games they made like that. Like there was a soccer game. It's fun, man. I really dig it. But if you're not into those old Nintendo games, like you're not going to dig it.
Gotcha.
I love it though.
Let's see. Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition has released for the Switch, and it's gotten really good reviews. It's all up in the 8s.
The Switch version has mechanics in the game that aren't in any other version.
Oh, really? Like what? Is there waggle?
No,
I want me some waggle in Devil May Cry.
So, did you play Devil May Cry 5 at all?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how you could switch between your different styles of how you fight?
Sure.
On the fly. Okay, so you would use like
I was not very good at this game.
You could use, at least with Dante, you could use the control pad to switch up your styles of fighting to be more based off of gunplay or swords or combos and stuff like that. So in the original Devil May Cry 3, you had to pick which one you wanted to be at the beginning of the level. The Nintendo Switch version is the only version where you could change on the fly.
Okay, so we also had Warriors Orochi 4.
Awesome.
Okay, then. Which Rowdy says, awesome. I don't know about the Switch version. Apparently not a lot of people bought it for the Switch.
I did.
Rowdy, is it
well,
good?
Not this version.
No.
I bought it when it first came out.
Okay, well, that's a game. We had Samurai Showdown. Samurai Showdown hasn't come out yet. It'll be coming out soon on the 25th. 2 Point Hospital, which we talked about in the last segment, which is basically a roller coaster tycoon hospital Bob Kelso simulator. Yes.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be entertaining. It looks like it's a little tongue-in-cheek, too.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is.
Believe me, from the PC ones that I've seen, it's pretty funny.
Hey, there's a game on here I didn't realize was coming out, Mathland, and it looks absolutely horrible. Why do I want to go to a land that's full of math? Okay, next up, Samurai Showdown is already getting some pretty rough ratings. I don't know how because it hasn't released.
No, it's a DLC.
Oh, it's a DLC. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, people are already unhappy about it. User reviews have been released. Rune Factory 4 Special is coming out on February 25th. By Xseed Games. If you like Rune Factory, oh man, I got to look into this game. Rune Factory is like the Harvest Moon game to go to nowadays.
Yes, they're Harvest Moon games, but you also go mining. It's kind of like Stardew Valley.
Yeah, and there's dungeon adventuring too. Oh man, I might have to get this for my wife to keep her like calm before Animal Crossing comes out. I wonder if it's any good. I'm going to have to look it up whenever it releases and see if it reviews well.
It reviews well amongst fans of the series,
But what if
it's
you're
not a very popular game.
Gotcha. All right, so we had that Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection coming out on the 25th. One Finger Death Punch 2. That's not okay. Whatever that game is. It's not related to the Five Finger Death Punch band.
I hate them. They're awful. They're the worst band ever. They could. Never mind.
Okay. Yes. Don't buy Soul Axiom Rebooted. Soul Axiom is a terrible game, in my opinion. I hated it with a passion. I reviewed it for Nintendo Enthusiast years ago. It's a dumpster fire. Let's see. I don't know why people like that game. You can get Animated Jigsaw's collection. No, don't get that. I'm just looking for games that might be worth playing on here. And there's so much garbage that comes out to the Switch. It's sad.
Dude, I wanted to bring that up.
Ugh.
There's
just dumpster juice.
just
games.
straight dumpster juice, man. Just nonstop for the past month, man. And I check every Tuesday and Friday for the games that come out. And it is just Turd City. Poo-poo City. It's Poo-poo City.
All right, next up, we have Metro Redux is coming to the Switch, which is... if you like the Metro series, which Metro is really cool. They have some good like side story in it. It's just a tough game, man. I don't know how well it's going to play on the Switch. I would kind of keep an eye on that because it really seems like a game you want to play at high frame rate. And if it goes too low, you're going to die a lot.
Well, those are the Redux versions, so they'll play at 1080.
Hopefully, yeah, they should be fine. Of course, Stab, we talked about last
Oh my
segment.
God.
Can't believe that's a game. Rune Factory. Oh, I already just said that. Wait, there's another Rune Factory 4 special, another episode. Who knows what the heck that is? There's already DLC. It's been announced on the time I've been talking about this. All right, next up, our upcoming games for March. Speaking of dumpster juice, there's a game called Avocuddle that shows a picture of an avocado. I don't know if you cuddle it. I'm not even going to bother looking at it. Next up, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX.
You should
March
totally play the
6th.
demo of it.
Yeah, save yourself.
I
Just
mean,
in case.
It
You
might be your type of game, but it's not a mainline Pokemon game.
It's baby's first dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you are a fan of the Langrisser series, Langrisser 1 and 2 is coming out to the Switch. Another one of those NIS America games. They're like popular Japanese games. A lot of times they're on mobile, to be honest. It's also coming to the PC and PlayStation 4. Next up, we have La Mulana 2. Have you ever heard of La Mulana? Apparently it's a popular game.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, it looks kind of like Spelunky.
Okay, so I'm going to read through this. La Mulana 2 features sprawling ancient ruins, mind-boggling mysteries, untold number of items, and terrible enemies combining to form what is possibly the perfect Metroidvania-style archaeological ruin exploration action game. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
It's Metroidvania. You know what it is now. All right, RBI Baseball 20 is coming to the Switch on March 17th. Get your baseball on.
Wait, RBI Baseball is different from the show,
RBI Baseball 20.
but on PlayStation it's
It's
called
called the show. No. Okay, RBI Baseball is not the same as the show.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, this is another competitor. Don't know if it's going to be good or not. We'll see, but RBI is one of the bigger names. Out there. So it's the latest one's coming. And then the big game that's coming out March 20th.
It's gonna be awesome.
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh my God.
That's coming out. We've talked a lot about it already.
Can't wait.
And directly competing with it is Doom 64. Very similar style game.
Go to the Lamer Gamers Facebook community and see the album of pictures that I posted
Oh, man.
for the Doom and Animal Crossing crossovers.
They're good
I originally posted 2 of them that were kind of funny. It was like Doom guy like at GameStop asking for Animal Crossing. And then there's another one where Isabel is like throwing a bunch of bells up on the counter and she's asking for a copy of Doom. But I didn't realize how much Doom Animal Crossing crossovers there are. I mean, I probably posted 10, 12 pictures in an album. It's awesome.
Yep.
The best one is Isabel wearing the Doomslayer suit with like the big knife on the forearm of it. She's like flying through the air. It's awesome.
So if you have the other systems and you don't need to play this on the go, you get Doom 64 with Doom Eternal.
Yes.
Doom Eternal right now is not going to be released in March. For the Switch, I don't know if it's going to be released for the Switch ever. No clue just yet. All right, next up, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is having another expansion. Fantastic foreshadow of Doom.
Dude, I wasted money on that expansion pass just because I love the Marvel Ultimate Alliance series so much, and this one's not good.
It's a cash in.
So I wasted money.
Rowdy's going to be excited about One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 on the Switch.
I'm getting it for the Switch.
Yes.
I'm not going to get it for PS4. I'm getting it for the Switch, man, so I can take it with me. It's so good.
Rowdy loves him some Warrior games. One game that I found out that people are excited about, Saints Row 4 Re-Elected is coming to the Switch.
Dude.
On March 27th.
If you've never played a Saints Row game, Saints Row 1 and 2 were just GTA clones.
Right.
Whereas Saints Row 3 is where they really came into their own and became a new game. And then Saints Row 4 is amazing. Like, imagine, so it controls like GTA. It's like a third person, like shooter type thing. Where like the original one's like you ran a gang and it was gritty. Whereas this one, you're the president of the world.
As one is. Yes.
And you're technically the same character from like the first game.
Oh, wow.
So there's been like a continuation of the story as it gets more ridiculous. So in Saints Row 4, like you basically become like Neo in the Matrix, and you learn all these superpowers and stuff where you can like jump over buildings and like dash through the air really fast and stuff, as well as shoot stuff. And it includes ridiculous things like the dubstep gun. And there's a melee weapon that I'm not going to talk about on here because it's a little adult oriented.
Yeah, let's not go into that.
You should totally get Saints Row 4 if you haven't. It's awesome. I love it.
Just don't get it for your kids.
No.
All right. And one more I wanted to mention was, two more. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Wasn't that an old game like on the PS2?
Is this like a remake or something?
I guess so.
I guess since Spyro and Crash are getting those remakes and selling really well.
Well, so I don't think it's a remake because whenever I'm looking it up, it says also on PC and PlayStation 2.
Oh, all right.
So it might just be a re-release of some sort because they put everything on the Switch now. I'm surprised they haven't released Microsoft Windows Solitaire from Windows 95 at this point on the Switch.
Do you know that for $3.99 right now?
Oh, gosh.
You could buy a turd on the eShop.
Oh, what is
It's
this?
just a game where you click on it and there's just a steaming turd on there.
Are you being serious or are you joking?
No, I'm not being serious.
Okay, because I could believe it. And they would probably knock down the price to like 23 cents and become the best-selling game of the month.
You could also get the Dumpster Juice DLC.
Yeah. All right, and finally, Operencia, The Stolen Sun. So this game's actually reviewed fairly well on other systems. It's been on Game Pass for PC. It is Operencia, The Stolen Sun embraces everything you love about classic first-person dungeon crawlers and enhancing the old-school turn-based RPG experience with modern sensibilities. Gather your team of memorable characters and guide them through a world inspired by Central European mythology where history meets legend. Sounds cool. Yeah, Rowdy loves this game.
Sorry, I was playing Turd Simulator on my Switch.
I'm sure you were. All right. So those are the games that are coming up in the month of March for the Switch. So now we're done with the Switch news. Time to turn to everybody's favorite system that Simply Travis constantly says wrong. The Xbox Series 1 X news. All right, guys, before we start diving into the Xbox Series 1 XS something, I don't know, the Xbox thing, or whatever the heck they're naming it now, news of the week. If you like the stuff we do here on the show, Make sure to check us out at Lamer Gamers Cast on Twitter, at Lamer Gamers Podcast on Instagram, which I am putting up Ring Fat Adventure posts whenever I am not hurting my knee, and throw a review down on Apple Podcasts or Podchasers. All right, guys. So let's start with the news. So
you know what?
What?
Microsoft should call this new one?
What?
The PlayStation 6.
They should. It would be less confusing at this point. The Microsoft PlayStation Switch.
Ooh.
Yeah, there we go.
snap.
Yes, they would confuse everybody's mother.
Have you seen the video of the I forget who did it. Dude, there's a video of somebody who made an all-in-one Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, Switch gaming PC.
That sounds horrible.
Dude,
Okay.
it got
Chimera.
it got like shipped to them in this giant box that they had to like use like screwdrivers to like undo. Like it was giant, like heavy duty, like wooden box. And it was really cool the way it was all set up, man, because you could actually have it set to like different TVs and stuff. And there was a spot on the front where you put the Switch in there, where the dock. It was legit, dude.
That sounds wild. All right, so first up, Ninja Theory is showing off real-time ray tracing for the Xbox, and it looks pretty fantastic. Now, Rowdy, there's a picture of this. I was going to ask you which one is real, but it's pretty obvious. But there's a picture of the team on a
Staircase?
That bottom picture on there is fake.
Okay, I believe it.
So, yeah, you can kind of see some things. But here's the thing. If you don't know what ray tracing is, it is time for a nerd alert. Now, ray tracing. What the heck is it? Ray tracing allows the game to trace each ray of light coming from a source. Then it also determines where the light basically dies out, or another term is terminates. To break it down, more realistic light equals more realistic color, texture, shadows, reflections. If it can get a concept of how the light is supposed to look at certain distances, it's always going to look better. So it takes into consideration also things such as aerial perspective, which is as you go further away, a little bit more of that bluishness from the sky is layered over things, glare and things like that. Now, don't look for the next big leap in gaming graphics to come from more polygons or better textures. Look towards the light in ray tracing. All right, that was my nerd alert. I think we're done with nerd alert.
Snore.
Yeah. Next up, speaking of store, BioWare confirms that Anthem is getting a complete overhaul.
Dude, I'm so done with this.
It's gonna go get its nails did and some fancy new lip gloss.
Whoa.
That was almost bad.
Whoa.
Here's what they say. Over the last year, the team has worked hard to improve stability, performance, and general quality of life while delivering 3 seasons of new content and features. We have also heard your feedback that Anthem sucks. I mean, needs a more satisfying loot experience. Sorry, I snuck that one in there. Better long-term progression and a more fulfilling end game. So we recognize that there's still more fundamental work to be done to bring out the full potential of the experience. And it's going to require more substantial reinvention than an update or expansion. Over the coming months, we'll be focusing on a longer term redesign of the experience, specifically working to reinvent the core gameplay loop with clear goals, motivating challenges, and progressionful rewards while preserving the fun of flying and fighting in a vast science fantasy setting. And to do that properly, we'll be doing something we'd like to have done more of the first time around. Actually making a good game. I mean, giving a focused team the time to test and iterate, focusing on gameplay first. It's a game. You're supposed to focus on gameplay first,
Dude.
not the microtransactions. All right. So they sum up things basically after that, because I'm not going to read the whole thing, by saying that Anthem will still continue to run its current build, but they're going to get rid of all that eventually.
Dude, okay. So Anthem. I was super excited about Anthem.
I haven't played it, and I shouldn't be making fun of it. But
I mean, I haven't played it. Like, I really wanted to, because it's basically like Iron Man Simulator. And I was like, this is going to be awesome. And then, like, as it got closer to release, I was like, something doesn't feel right. And that's saying something because I bought a lot of bad games last year. So like
we should do a podcast of the worst games Rowdy bought in 2019.
of all time.
Of all time, the worst games Rowdy's ever bought.
God, it could go on for like 5 hours, dude.
We could do part 1, part 2, part 3.
Yeah, we can
We could do that. All
But
right.
so like I said, something just didn't feel right, and then it comes out, and then it's just bad. It's broken. There's not enough people. People are beating the game real quick, and then there's not enough in-game content. There's not enough. What is it? No, I already said in-game. There's not enough events.
Yeah.
Things like that. So then they abandoned their roadmap, talking about all the different things they were going to add to it. And then I guarantee you the person that said this is not going to work for BioWare in a month. Because it's always a new person that says something in an article, and then a month later that person quits.
Then they get disappeared.
I don't think any of the head honchos that have worked on Anthem are still there. People are leaving nonstop because of this game. So another thing I want to point out, you ever been, driving around, it's late February, early March, and people still have their Christmas lights up? And you're like, man, these people are lazy. Why don't they take their Christmas lights down? So, in-game, in Anthem, around Christmas time, they put up Christmas lights. You know those Christmas lights are still up in-game?
Wow, that's great. That's awesome.
If that says anything about the game. They
still,
tried to
it's still
say
Christmas in Anthem.
They tried to say no. We left it up because it represents the winter holiday season.
New beginnings. They should have said that. That's a BS answer. All right.
So if this game does a complete 180 like No Man's Sky did, I would consider it.
That is true. No Man's Sky did some good stuff. I need to go back and play it again.
But they have brought this game down to like $5 sales, dude.
Oh, I've seen it at the store. Basically, they're giving it away. I mean,
pretty much.
It's like yeah, you're not joking whenever it's $5 sales.
You can get a coupon at the local grocery store where if you buy like
a gallon of milk, you get
a loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, and a package of instant potatoes. You also get Anthem.
Yes, because those all work together. All right, next up, some surprising news. The Xbox Elite Series 2 wireless controller was the best-selling video game accessory for the 3rd consecutive month.
I could see that.
It's been on market for 3 months, and it's the 5th fastest-selling video game accessory in U.S. history.
Only behind the Super Scope 6.
Is it really?
No.
Okay.
Super Scope 6 was a turd.
Yeah. Now, here's my question. Can people actually afford this because they're not buying Xbox games? They're just getting them all on Game Pass, so spend that money on a cool controller?
I've actually seen them on sale recently. I mean, not that much of a sale, but
yeah.
I don't think I would use one just because I don't think I know any game that I would need to add extra buttons and stuff like that. But there's a lot of interchangeable parts on them. So, I mean, I could see why
cool
people
looking.
who are super serious about it, especially for like PC and Xbox gaming, because you could use it on both.
Yeah.
I could see why it sells and why people love it.
So it's an expensive. It's like what, $150?
Oh, it's more than that, dude.
Yeah, to me that's mind-boggling. That's a lot of money to spend on an accessory.
You could it probably costs more than an Xbox One S discless. Was it digital only? That's what they call them.
Now, I would buy one if it had gyro controls. Yeah.
Of course you would.
Give me them gyro controls. All right. Next up, Outer Worlds sold 2 million units worldwide. That's with people getting to play it on Game Pass too. Take that, Fallout 76. I'm so excited that game sold really well, and it hasn't even released on Switch yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wait until it hits Switch, man. It's going to hit 3 million.
I was surprised when it first came out, like how well it was selling on PlayStation.
Yep.
Because people were like, oh, well, I'm just going to play it on Game Pass. But that game sold on PlayStation, man.
It sold really well on Xbox too,
I
man.
mean, it didn't
PC is where a lot of the sales were, I bet.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't beat out GTA 5, but GTA 5 is on the top of the PlayStation list every month.
Yeah. It's pretty much what you do when you get a PlayStation. You got to have GTA.
I mean, any system needs GTA.
Yeah.
They need to.
Not a fan.
They need to release GTA 6 already.
Oh man, can you imagine?
They're making so much money on GTA.
Why do you
Online, they
ever
don't
need
have
to release another game if you're just gonna always be the number one?
Yeah.
All right, next up, Xbox Insiders, which I talked about last month. What Xbox Insider Hub was. If you're in the Insider Hub, you'll be one of the first to preview Obsidian's Xbox exclusive game, Grounded. Grounded is the totally not really normal game for Obsidian because they're all about them RPGs. It's a survival game where you're shrunk down to the size of an ant. You have to craft weapons and items to survive a bunch of hungry insects that think you look like a nice steak dinner. So you get to play that.
That's the one that's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids simulator.
Now it's going to be on Game Pass anyway.
That's
But
awesome.
if you're on Insider, which I highly suggest, I love me some Insider because the UI for the Xbox is so much nicer.
Is Insiders the program where you get to try out what is it called? xCloud?
I mean, you can sign up for xCloud separately on the Android app. Didn't they just release? I should have looked this up. I think xCloud is coming to
It is
iOS pretty soon.
I signed up for it.
Yeah,
They
but no,
haven't
you
sent
don't have to
anything
be an
back yet.
insider for that.
Okay, gotcha.
At least I don't think you do, because I had to sign up for Insider Hub separately.
Okay.
Then you have to wait almost like a day before they throw the new operating system stuff on your system.
Okay.
But I went over it pretty in depth last episode as to what to expect and how to get onto it. There were Minotaurs involved, but listen to the episode and find out about that. Okay, next up, we're gonna go ahead and move to the rumor and fake news. So, big rumor right now. Microsoft is going to fully reveal the Xbox Series X before E3, most likely in April. That's the rumor that's floating around the ethos.
Dude, this needs to happen. Microsoft needs to make their own gaming convention.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get rid of everybody else, just all Microsoft stuff. Your PC stuff, your Xbox stuff. Do your own. All the companies need to do this. Like, I am so vehemently against E3. Is that a good? That's a good one.
Yeah, vehemently is a good
vehemently
word.
against E3.
Yeah.
Seeing as like all the rumors coming out about it being basically just an influencer convention, I'm out. I'm done with it. I hate it.
So yeah, I kind of agree. And honestly, Microsoft has enough products in so many different areas they could really do that.
Easy.
They do. I mean, they've done some of that stuff recently too. All right, so yeah, I think it's going to happen because I think Sony is scrambling right now. They're keeping their card. I mean, Nintendo is one of those people that keep their cards close to their chest, but I don't know if Sony's doing that right now.
Sony's in this weird position right now, seeing as they've restructured everything.
Yeah.
You've had I can't remember his name now. That recently.
Yeah, we went over it a couple
left.
episodes ago.
And then Shuhei Yoshida has stepped down to a different position. I think it's more based on like indie type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like new head honchos that are kind of. It seems like the old guard was kind of butting heads with the new ones, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem like they know what they're doing right now, and that's coming from a Sony pony.
I know, Rowdy's Sony Pony Brony. Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Sorry, I got to stop calling him that. All right. Okay, so the next one is news from thegamepost.com. So I'm just going to read what they have. There have been many rumors and leaks for Microsoft's next-gen consoles it's not even written well, that's Xbox Series X. And players can't wait to find out what the actual reveal for the Sony console is. Well, now we have some solid leaks from an industry insider.
Solid leaks.
Solid leaks.
That sounds like an oxymoron.
That sounds like you need like a diaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like, yeah. Okay. Tom Warren, senior editor at The Verge. Seriously, they're using The Verge as like a source here. Replied to a Resetera thread. So,
Reset Era
message board thread that asked the question, when are we getting a full reveal? E3? To which he replied, no. Before E3.
We will have it before E3.
Yes. So, yeah, that's totally... Okay. Which, I mean, it kind of goes into the stuff that we were talking about beforehand. But it's not... Seriously, That's where everybody's getting this like rumor from.
Meh.
Meh. I still think they're going to release it beforehand, but that's just a guess. It would make sense because they want to get everything out the front gates. They've actually shown the whole system right now. There are, pictures of the back of the system that have leaked. This thing is ready to go.
Oh yeah.
The Sony system, probably not so much, and they're probably going to get hit really hard by the manufacturing issues going on with the coronavirus out in China. If they haven't done the R&D for the system yet to be able to talk about it yet, I don't see it hitting in 2020.
I'm gonna get one of those pizza shaped ones and just heat up individual slices of pizza on it.
Oh yeah,
while playing.
And that vacuum cleaner looking system that they've released on Sony. All right,
it turns out Dyson helped them design it.
Dyson designed. Oh man. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move to the February games that have released. So, in February, we had Zombie Army 4 Dead War, which was having some issues with reviews, but people said it's really fun online. It's just microtransaction Zombie Army is what people were complaining about. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics is, not doing very well. I mean, what do you expect when the publisher is Netflix? Next up, Darksiders Genesis released, and that game had a lot of good reviews. Rowdy's excited about Warriors Orochi 4 Ultimate.
If you like the Warriors games, you'll like it. It's awesome.
Yep. I think you're getting it for the Switch. So
I've already got Warriors Orochi 4.
Bayonetta and Vanquish, so it has both games. That is not a new game. Released, and it's been getting pretty good reviews.
I mean, it's Bayonetta, man.
Yeah. Now, one game that is that came to the Xbox that was kind of unexpected, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. Now, there's a lot of Kingdom Hearts stuff coming out. There's Kingdom Hearts.
The Remind, that's the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, and they also had Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 1.5 Remix. Whatever. I get confused by things with numbers.
There's so many.
Yeah. Next one, Wasteland Remembered is coming out.
Remastered.
Whatever. Remastered is coming out in a couple days on February 25th. It is basically a remastered OG Wasteland. It'd be good if you like those kind of games.
I need to play that one.
Go for it, Rowdy. You can do this. A game we were talking about earlier, Hunt Showdown. Go back to the PlayStation one where I read through the what the game is in Southern. In Southern talks. If you don't know what it is, I'll just kind of give you a quick run through. It's a competitive first-person bounty hunting game. With survival games in a match-based format. All right. Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collections coming out on February 25th. That's going to be good. And then One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows on February 28th. So those are the games that released in February. Also, we had 2 Point Hospital is coming out February 25th. Forgot to say that one. Not a whole lot, really.
No.
Yeah, not. I mean, there's other stuff, but it's garbage. So we're not talking about that. All right, so let's go ahead and move to the games that are coming soon to the Xbox One. Now, before we do that, let's do the Game Pass releases. Because I mean, honestly, if you got an Xbox right now, you're playing Game Pass games.
Yeah.
Okay, so they tweeted out February. This is verbatim. February is going to be a really, 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 really good month. Okay. Now, these have been announced or released already. There's probably going to be more coming out. First up, Final Fantasy Boy Band Edition. 15.
You need to play it.
I know. It's on my list, Rowdy. Gotta stop playing The Witcher 3.
But you can't just put like an hour into Final Fantasy 15 and be like, I don't like it. You gotta play a good bit of it.
If it's an RPG, I'm going to play more than an hour. Okay, Final Fantasy 15 it was added to Game Pass February 6th. Wolfenstein Youngblood.
We need to play this game together,
We're
man.
definitely going to play this. Now, tell me about Wolfenstein Youngblood. Ready?
All right. So
why should I play it if I have the Game Pass?
So, Wolfenstein Youngblood, it's not a full Wolfenstein game. It was made to be a co-op game, and I want to say it was one of those that was released at like $40. but it takes place in the same universe as these new Wolfenstein reboots that have been awesome. It takes place in the 80s, in the futuristic Nazi 80s,
Yes.
where you play as BJ Blazkowicz's foul-mouthed twin daughters.
Oh.
And BJ apparently has gone missing, so you have to search for him. So this one actually has kind of like a hub area, and it's kind of more open world-esque than the linear-based levels of the new Wolfensteins. But it's got almost like an RPG upgrade type system. What else? It's basically made for co-op. You could play it one player, but it's basically made for co-op. We need to play it, man. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. I really liked this reboot series.
It's
and
got lots of lasery looking things in it in the art direction.
a lot of people haven't
Neon.
liked this one.
Huh?
A lot of people haven't liked this one.
Oh, okay. Well, they suck. All right. Next up, Death Squared, released on February 13th. Death
Awesome
Squared's a
game.
fun little puzzle game.
I've had it on
You
Switch.
die
I've
a
had it on
lot.
Switch for years.
Yeah, I played it over at Rowdy's. It's a good one. Ninja Gaiden 2
Awesome game.
released. That is a newer one, right?
No, that was from the Xbox 360. So there was
Oh.
Ninja Gaiden Black that came out for the original Xbox, and then 2 came out on Xbox 360 as well as 3. And those, I know I say I don't like Soulsborne games. These are before the Soulsborne stuff, but they're
Pre-Soulsborne
really
game.
hard, but still fun.
Yeah, I would die a lot. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out on February 25th for Game Pass. 2 Point Hospital, February 25th. Don't need to buy it if you got the Game Pass. Wasteland Remastered, February 25th, the Game Pass. Yakuza 0, February 26th, the Game Pass. And a game you need to play, Jackbox Party Pack 3, February
Awesome.
27th. And just some stuff I'm going to go ahead and tell you, two that are coming out in March. Ori and the Will of the Wisp, which is a 2D side-scroller. It's coming out to a lot of systems, but it's a Microsoft Studios game. It's coming out March 11th. There's a lot of hype around this game. And then one that I talked about last episode, Bleeding Edge, March 24th. It's a 4 versus 4 kind of MOBA style game. It's good stuff. I liked it a lot. Listen to the last episode where I talk about the Bleeding Edge beta if you want to get a better idea, because I talk about it for like 30 minutes and read all the character bios, especially Buttercup.
Buttercup.
No. All right. Upcoming releases. There's going to be Tom Clancy's The Division 2 Warlords of New York DLC hitting March 3rd.
I don't know if the sale is still live, but you could get Tom Clancy's The Division 2 for $3 right now.
It's cheap.
Probably in preparation for this.
Yep. Dead by Daylight has Chains of Hate, March 10th. And a similar game, Farming Simulator 19 Borgalt DLC, March 10th. Okay. It's
Very similar game.
very similar. Dead by Daylight. Don't they show a farm in the... No, I'm thinking of State of Decay. Anyway. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, March 11th. Bless Unleashed. Looked interesting. March 12th. I guess I needed to pull that one up. So I saw this as I was kind of flying by. And let me read through what this one says. This is going to be for the people that are MMORPG fans. Bless Unleashed is the premier next-generation MMORPG coming first to Xbox One. Yeah, it's probably going to suck. All right.
Yeah.
Built for mature audiences, Bless Unleashed takes players on an epic multiplayer journey across a vibrant, persistent world and tasks the brave with battling and surviving vicious, lethal monsters that inhabit this untamed landscape. Ancient betrayal and earth-shaking disaster has led to thousands of years of enmity between the mortal and the divine. Now heavenly whispers speak. Winds howling. The mad mistress of the dark. Great and terrible Luminas. So, I mean, honestly, if you're into MMORPGs, it might be worth checking out. It's Bandai Namco, so it can't be too horrible, maybe?
They made Pac-Man.
Yeah. They got some gaming chops. This is basically Pac-Man MMORPG.
Oh, dude, I was just about to say that.
They should have that. Wait, they kind of had something like that on the Switch.
It was like like an online RPG.
No, it's just like online. You could play with a bunch of people.
Do you remember what did they call it?
Pac-Man Land
Pac-Man
on
2.
TurboGrafx.
There's one called Pac-Man 2, I think, for Super Nintendo, where like you didn't control Pac-Man, but it was like
The Ghost.
you shot a slingshot
Ooh.
where you would shoot out like the pellets, and wherever the pellets would go, Pac-Man would like run over to them.
Oh, that sounds incredibly hard.
But it wasn't set up like Pac-Man. Like you didn't try to like get the pellets and like get the ghost. It was like in Pac-Man's home and around where Pac-Man lived. So like you had to like get something out of a tree. So you had to like shoot a pellet up in the tree to get his attention. It was ridiculous, dude. I played a ton of it.
All right, RBI Baseball 20 is hitting on March 17th. They should have done it March 20th.
Hitting.
Yeah. We keep doing those puns. All right, next up, Doom Eternal.
Get it
March
for PS4 and
20th.
Xbox.
Yep, if you get it on the Xbox, you also get Doom 64 for free, which is normally a $5 game. Bleeding Edge is March 24th. It's a $30 game or, Game Pass. Control the Foundation, so I'm guessing that's DLC for Control.
Nice.
And then One Piece Pirate Warriors 4.
Get it.
March 27th. All right. So that is the Xbox One Series X system, whatever it's called, Microsoft's magical rectangle of games creation and playing that you can find. So that's the news behind it. Let's go ahead and move on to the multi-platform and PC gaming news grab bag. All right, guys, this is the last section. Thank you for following along with us. We are going to kind of go over like the games that this stuff didn't really fit anywhere else and PC. Which, yeah, I mean, PC gaming.
We don't play too much of it.
Yeah, I mean, mostly it's console. So, but we'll talk about the PC gaming might be the best thing ever now.
We're not part of the PC master race.
No, we are dirty console peasants. All right, first up, Stardew Valley sold over 10 million copies.
That's awesome, man.
Now, this is from Concerned Ape, who's the creator of this on Twitter. Stardew Valley has sold over 10 million copies. It's strange and amazing to think back to when I was making this game in my bedroom with no clue if anybody would like it. Only 4 years ago. To everyone who has played this game, supported it, and made all this possible, thank you. Managed to fit all that in a tweet. He even added 2 exclamation marks in there.
They're also working on 2 more games based in the Stardew series.
Heck yeah, man.
Or universe.
They better not release it on March 20th.
Yeah.
That would be a I can't speak anymore.
Cataclysmic?
Cataclysmic. I was about to say cataclysmic. War. That would be between the Animal Crossing players and the Stardew Valleyans. All right. Doom Eternal news. Now, we've talked about Doom Eternal this whole time. It's on everything that you can play it on outside of a Samsung refrigerator.
Oh, just wait.
It will be there eventually. Doom Eternal will not have microtransactions or an in-game store. Huzzah!
I saw that, man. That's awesome.
Yes, creative director Hugo Martin confirmed this. Doom Eternal will let you unlock skins to spiffy up your Doomslayer, but you don't pay for those with money. You pay for those with XP. Oh yeah. He says, Eternal is a $60 game, not a free-to-play game or a mobile game. We're giving you a complete experience with no store, just like you'd expect.
I mean, exactly as it should be.
Exactly. It's coming out March 20th to compete directly with Animal Crossing.
Dude, I swear to God, if they do an Isabelle Doomslayer crossover...
That should be a DLC
it would
skin.
It wouldn't...
Only on the Switch, though.
There would be a no better time to be a gamer than now if that happens.
Yeah. She could even, use the pop gun. Like on Smash Brothers.
Nice.
Speaking of... I guess that doesn't really make a transition. But anyway, Wonderful 101 had a Kickstarter. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, dude. Like one day.
One day it was ready to go.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the Switch. It's going to be on a bunch of stuff.
What is it, PC maybe?
Yeah. it's gonna be tough.
It's multi-platform.
If you never owned a Wii U, like a lot of people, it was a fun little game where you have 101 little superheroes, and you drew on the Wii U gamepad to make things. Well, they have a version of it where you can use the control stick. Probably doesn't play as easily. Honestly, the only way I'd probably want to play this is on the Switch.
Well,
whenever it releases.
They talked about how this game, like, it's pretty much ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, they're not doing anything crazy with it. They're not re-upping the resolution or anything like that.
Oh, they should, though.
It's basically, like, it's ready to go. And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be soon releasing.
Wow.
Like, maybe April.
Huh. All right. Next up, Blizzard running in some more problems. Apparently, Warcraft 3 Reforged had some issues.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so do you know any more than I do about this other than...
So the main issues is they talked about how it was going to be redone. It was going to be, updated graphics. The cutscenes were going to be redone and look way better and all this stuff. Well, comes time for the game to come out and none of that was redone. I mean, it looks better.
Yeah.
But it just looks like they re-resed the old cutscenes. And so people were upset. So they just wanted to go back and play the old Warhammer 3. And you can't.
Warcraft?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Warhammer 3.
Wait, isn't this Warhammer 3? Warcraft, my bad, yeah. Warcraft 3, sorry.
Because it's forged, that's where you're getting confused.
Yeah.
Because there's hammers and forging.
So not only that, but you could make like your own campaigns, I think, your own levels and campaigns and stuff. And if you make it, like Blizzard has put this big, basically said they own everything that you make in that. So like if you make a level and they like it, they could put it out as a DLC and like not have to give you any credit, anything like that.
And they would.
Oh yeah, they would.
Yeah.
So basically they promised a whole bunch of stuff. It didn't happen. You could find videos online of the screenshots or the videos that they showed of the new cutscenes compared to what actually came out. And it is not the new cutscenes that they made.
RTX on, right?
No. Sure.
All right. So they the thing is they had started automated instant refunds for this game.
They just got tired of having to respond to everybody.
Yeah, they're just like, no, you can have it. Here's your money back. Now, the Warcraft 3 subreddit actually deleted like the link to this, so you had to find it somewhere else. Okay, so here's a game that's actually worth getting. Age of Empires, the whole thing itself has sold 25 million units for all those Age of Empire games. It's generated over $1 billion in revenue.
That's awesome.
That's bonkers. Next up, Rocket League. This is going to tick off some Mac and Linux fans because you can't play Rocket League anymore on there. It's ending support. Now, if you're a Mac or Linux user, sucks to be you. All right, which I mean, Rowdy wants to be a Mac and Linux user. Oh no, you don't want. You want a Hackintosh.
Yeah.
But you want Windows.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up in news that's ridiculous. NVIDIA is claiming that the RTX laptops will beat PS5 and Xbox Series X to be the most popular gaming consoles. Nah. This is what NVIDIA CEO Jensen Roddy thinks it's Huang. I said
it is
Wang.
Wong.
Wong. Okay. This is going to be the largest game console in the world, I believe. And the reason for that is because there are more people with laptops than there are of any other device. Well, I'm sorry. If there's no like connected ecosystem here, guy,
Dude, an RTX laptop is not going to be cheap.
No.
And a lot of people that have laptops, like, don't have gaming laptops. They have a laptop that basically lets them watch YouTube.
Yeah. I can only
write papers.
Yeah. Pretty much. All right. So, next up in things that didn't make any sense. Oh.
I got this.
Rowdy's got this. I'm going to get angry.
Stadia Pro. It's up. Anybody who had the original Founders Edition and you got 3 free months of Stadia Pro, well, you have to re-up now. And the problem with that is the Stadia base service isn't even available right now, like the free version. So the only way to stay with Stadia right now is to re-up and pay. But they've already gotten your information, your credit card information, because I mean you have to have that to set everything up. So let's start with an interview that I found that I laughed so hard after hearing this. So this is from Andrei Dorinachev. I'm sure I butchered that. Who is in charge of gamer experience at Stadia.
Gamer experience? This is the guy to blame.
I don't know what kind of a title that is.
I'm in charge of gamer experience.
He is in charge of gamer experience.
Yes.
At Google Stadia, Google's fledgling cloud gaming service.
Garbage cloud gaming service.
In a conversation with him about the company's confidence in Stadia 3 months post-launch, Doronichev was unflappable.
Because he's falling from the sky out of the cloud. You're going to crash into the ground and make a nice little when it lands.
Though players have been complaining about a lack of updates, technical issues, missing features, and a dearth of new games
and everything,
Doronichev argued the service was still new and Google had actually grown it significantly since launch. Besides, he said, it's not about the daily experience in the early days, it's about the end goal, the 8K, lag-free game streaming utopia that Google promised when it debuted. In other words, this is fine. I don't know about you, man, but I love like the first day that I have a console and I'm learning everything, but when everything's not there, like, that's annoying.
Here's the problem. You're promising me a utopia. The gaming utopia.
But they're giving you a dystopia.
It's dystopian to its core. That's the problem here. It's about the end goal, 8K lag. No, it's not going to happen. Stop feeding people bull and expecting them to keep playing for your new experience. Nobody wants the new experience if it's garbage.
So I've actually read online that there was a guy who bought the gamer, whatever, the Founders Edition of Google Stadia just so that he could play Destiny 2 on the go when he's traveling. He travels a lot, didn't want to lug a system with him. He wants to play Destiny 2, which, by the way, on all other systems is free. Well, it's free with Stadia if you're paying for Stadia Pro. So it's $10 a month now to keep playing Destiny 2, which is free on all other systems.
Okay, so this is like telling me you're going to give me a Rembrandt painting, but you have to support this broke artist that never went to school. And eventually this broke artist is going to be able to produce Rembrandt-style paintings. But you're still paying for its ramen noodles and Mountain Dew. And you're just getting garbage. It's just like saying, "Oh, this is a brand new and great and it's groundbreaking." No, it's not. You're just painting, like you're throwing splatter paint at it and you sat on it and you're calling it groundbreaking. This is garbage.
It's like saying you're going to get a painting from Michelangelo, but it turns out it was actually Michelangelo the Ninja Turtle that painted it.
It's made with pizza.
So,
right.
if you're ready to laugh, I'm going to read this last little paragraph.
Is it like crying laughter because
like
you just
cringe
broken
laugh.
inside? Okay. I mean, I will say, if I had paid for this, could you imagine the amount of just seething anger and blood squirting out of my eyes that would be going on? Because I'm angry for the other people.
I believe it. And you haven't invested anything into this.
Oh, no. The problem is I've invested in Google in the past, and they've done this stuff to me, and I'm trying to warn people.
Like my Nexus tablet.
They won't listen.
All right.
Nexus junk.
So, this is great, Dorinachev continued. This is what this all about, right? Okay. This is what this all about. Okay, I read that right.
Yeah, you read this right.
It's not just about some marginal improvements. It's not about a specific feature. It's about a big, bold statement of where we are going.
It's supposed to be about the games. Oh, sorry. Interrupting.
We're going there very, very confidently. So judging by the velocity so far, if anything, I'm more confident in our ability to deliver and over-deliver.
You have less velocity than the stupid Flappy Birds games.
Oh my God.
You know, where you had to press the button and then it spikes and there's death and explosion. Good Lord, what are these people, just delusional?
I don't know like how much this guy gets paid, but he should win an Oscar if he read this without laughing.
I can't read it without wanting to headbutt something.
Oh.
All right. Okay, guys. It's to the point to where there are YouTubers that make money off of this stuff are giving up on Google Stadia right now. Spawn Wave, which is one of the ones, he gets hundreds of thousands of views on his videos.
Oh, yeah.
He's given up on Google Stadia. And man, it would make sense for him to, occasionally do a Stadia video and just get some free views, but it's so bad that he's even given up on it.
Yep. He doesn't want to pay for it.
Exactly. And we warned y'all about this, so hopefully you didn't get it. All right, let's move on to a streaming service that might work out. So GeForce or Nvidia released something called GeForce Now.
I didn't even know this existed until today.
Yeah, so I mean, they've been doing this kind of service for a while in different forms, but now you're able to stream games from their central servers. And it's open up to the general public. It's been kind of in beta for a while. The way you're supposed to run a freaking service or system is put it in beta for free or dirt cheap instead of charging people $100 over time. Anyway.
So real quick, what separates this apart from Stadia, this is $5 a month.
Yes.
But you can play games from that you bought on other services. So
Right.
you could link your Steam library, your Epic library, EA, Ubisoft, like all that. You could link all those. And if the game is available to stream on their service, you can stream it.
So, big difference between Stadia and GeForce Now. Stadia required you to sign up for 3 months of service initially if you bought their hockey puck that overheats.
No, you got 3 months of service.
Sure, whatever.
with it.
Okay. Well, this one still gives you a free 3-month introductory period. Then it's
Nice.
$5 a month.
Nice.
Big difference. They're not saying, please give us money first.
Please,
No,
sir.
please, we want your monies. No, they let you try it out to see if you like it or not for 3 months, and then go there. And you're not required to buy it through their store.
Yeah, it's games you've already bought from other places.
Ugh.
But then, so the reason I even heard about it, today I read that Activision Blizzard pulled out after the beta.
Right.
Since no money was going to be going to them for it, they pulled out. So apparently Bethesda has also recently pulled all of their games, everything except for Wolfenstein Youngblood, because that was actually coming free if you bought some of the new RTX 2080 cards.
So I did find a quote on here from NVIDIA. NVIDIA is actually taking the blame for Activision Blizzard leaving.
Oh, yeah.
Say it was due to a misunderstanding over the length of a beta partnership agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read all those. They're basically, our bad.
Yeah. Gone. All right. I'm angry.
Don't be angry.
I'm angry,
Be
Rowdy.
happy.
Well, I'm sad because the podcast is over. All right, guys, that's all we got. I ended up on an angry note. I blacked out. Rowdy said some things I wasn't even paying attention. I just reiterated them.
It was
All
crazy.
right.
You guys should
Yeah.
have seen it. He
Yeah.
was throwing stuff in the
Yeah.
background.
Luckily, yeah.
I had to edit it all out.
Yeah,
it was
terrible.
awful.
Okay, guys. Thanks for listening to the podcast. This is the long February newscast. We do one of these once a month. And just completely lose our minds by the end of the episode. Thank y'all for listening. If you like the show, make sure you subscribe so you're getting these every week thrown at you at lamergamers.com/subscribe. You can find it on a bunch of different players. Share it with a friend because, Google doesn't like us and they don't send us anybody from the internet anymore. So we need you, the lamers, to help spread Lamer Gamers podcast for us.
As they say in the South, you should share it with your mom and them.
Yeah, share with your mom and him. All right, I'm done, Rowdy. I'm just done. You got anything else?
No, man, that's it.
All right, guys, y'all have a good work week and a good afternoon or day or whatever the heck you're listening to this.
Yeah, whatever you
I don't
listen
know. I'm leaving.
to.
Bye.
All right, bye.